I guess we'll have to start the stream without her.
No, you're being gay.
We got a roll call. We got to get the roll call happening.
Yeah.
The academic has responded.
Academic has responded. All right, guys, how's it going?
Oh, there goes my chat. I never fucking am prepared for the roll call. Whenever I call it out, it's just gone. Hello, Silence One. I've seen a few people ask me what the next channel is going to be. It will be Sonata Speaks.
It has to be, dude.
And then it'll be Sinutra something, and then hopefully I'll be back to my main channel by that point.
Well,
or Zentrax has to update his fucking website every week because of me.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
Okay. So, do you have the thing up?
My circle?
Yeah, do you have that up over there on your...
Uh-huh.
Alright, I'm gonna switch over to the My Circle scene right now, and we have a little the April Fool's thing that I found that I thought was funny.
Oh, I didn't know about
It's
that.
a good thing that beer wasn't shaken up anymore, or I'd have looked quite the fool. An April
hang on a
fool,
second.
as it were.
Hey kid, that's for customers only!
Did you know there's a guy outside handing out free Stridex pads?
Wow, I'm in Pizza Face Paradise!
Moron.
Ay, no es bueno.
So thirsty. What are you gonna do?
The following is a public service announcement. Excessive alcohol consumption can cause liver damage and cancer of the rectum.
Beer.
That sounded like an explosion at the old Simpson place.
Forget it. That's 2 blocks away.
Looks like there's beer coming out of the chimney.
I am proceeding on foot, calling it code 8.
We need pretzels. Repeat, pretzels.
This is my favorite April Fool's video ever.
The Simpsons one?
I love The Simpsons.
I'm actually never a huge Simpsons fan.
How dare you call yourself a human?
I just wasn't. I really wasn't allowed to watch it as a kid. Not really.
You weren't allowed to watch The Simpsons?
Yeah. I watched a lot of Futurama, though, because I was older by the time that came out.
But, okay. I don't really know where to go from there. It's just...
No, your opinion on me is taking a 180.
Yeah, okay, guys, thanks for coming out. Aiden's chat, y'all can have fun over there.
Alright, bye, faggot.
Bye. You watch those slurs.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
This is a Christian stream.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, everybody, this is a Christian stream.
I forget who me and Drunkle and Bear said it to someone for like an hour straight. I forget.
It was what's his name?
Tag.
Yeah, the atheist gamer. You also can.
He kept swearing. We're like, you can't do that, sir. This is a Christian stream.
Yeah, but you also convinced him there's something called a ball heart.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
How do I remember this shit better than you do, you fucking idiot?
There's a small heart the size of a bead inside of your testicles.
What a fucking idiot.
Right. Can we get ones in both chats if you guys are ready for some Tucker? Because I'm ready. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, a couple of things beforehand, at least on my side. Yeah, I do have... You guys can do Streamlabs for me. You can't for Sinatra because he always gets banned. But you guys can do Super Chats over here or Streamlabs. And I did put in some new stuff for Streamlabs, so there are special like tiers, and I put in some unique gifts if you want to use those. I think it's like $5. I don't know.
I did all that too without the super chats because my channel's too young.
right. Yeah, you had to do with Streamlabs. Just if you guys, I don't know, and it'll probably hurt my ears. I keep testing it to try and turn it down so it won't be so loud, but anyway, yeah, I think we're... Oh, and then also we were talking about doing this like once a week or something.
Yeah, because I do the Tucker show once a week.
Right, but I like Tucker more than you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Kumite.
Let's take it to the fucking
Bring
Kumite.
it on, dirtbag.
Who loves Tucker more? The answer is me. Yeah.
Washington, D.C. experienced a mild snowfall last week. Luckily, City Councilman Trayon White was on it. He knows why it happened. Watch this.
Oh, wait.
It just started.
Have you seen this video?
No.
Just look at the bottom before he says anything.
DC Dem blames the weather on Jewish people. I wonder who could be behind this.
I wonder. It really percolates the pistachio. Okay, this is fixed.
Going out of nowhere this morning, man. Y'all better pay attention to this climate control, man. This climate manipulation. And DC keep talking about we're a resilient city. And that's a model based off the Rothschilds controlling the climate to create natural disasters they can pay for it and own the cities, man. Be careful.
Rothschilds control the climate. The Rothschilds, of course, are a wealthy Jewish banking clan. They're included in a great many conspiracy theories, but those theories rarely give them credit for the weather. That's an ambitious new twist.
You know, I mean,
Mark Stein is an
pretty
author
close
and
to being a
columnist
tribe
and a part-time meteorologist, and he joins us tonight. What do you make? So this is, by the way, I live here, so you can laugh all you want, but that's actually my city councilman speaking there. The Rothschilds control the weather. Did you know that?
I did actually, Tucker. They bought the weather from God back in 1929 when he had a bit of a...
That might be one of my favorite lines.
Holy shit.
They bought the weather from God. Oh, shit.
Had a bit of a liquidity problem after the Wall Street crash. And they keep it in the wine cellars at the Chateau Mouton Rothschild estate in France. And they're able to micro-target the climate. For example, it was light snow in your part of Washington, but I gather in the stairwell of Trayon White's apartment building, he actually had an avalanche just on his floor. That's how micro-targeted the big Jew weather machine is able
always
to be. And
the big Jew weather machine is always trying to keep the black man down.
If you actually examine it, it's actually small pieces of gefilte fish, which is why it doesn't melt. And that's why the Jews control the snowplow business. So they scoop all the gefilte fish in Washington away, and they use it to make Louis Farrakhan Calypso albums, which they put out to discredit Louis Farrakhan from telling the truth about the Synagogue of Satan. It all makes sense.
See, the funny thing is...
Okay, hold on. That one's worth... I gotta go back and reread that one. Malcolm from the North throws 10 to say, I thought Easter was a celebration of Saint Faggot or something like that.
No, today is full Jesus Day.
Chippa.
But
seriously, though, I thought it was funny watching Matt try to get, quote, candid, end quote, with Aiden earlier.
Oh, shit.
Can we rewatch Tucker versus Eichenwald in honor of Kyle Kashuv doing God's work? I have it. I added it to the fucking list last night after Jim's video. Thank you. And thank you, Crucial Bunny, for 5. Gefilte fish. Gefilte fish like Bubba used to make. Okay, yeah, so what
you ever had gefilte fish?
Fat?
Okay, so let's take a nap. I'll wake up and I see that like several people have tagged me in a Twitter conversation, and I was like, oh, what's this about? And I find that Monday Matt is talking some shit. Of course, he did not at me, so I couldn't see that he was talking some shit because he's a little baby bitch who doesn't even have the balls to tag a fucking woman. Well, he's talking shit about her, and lied, and straight out lied. He said, he posted my recent video on cultivation theory and mean world syndrome, and said something like, fucking trucks, hot takes from a woman who on media ethics from a woman who 100% believes that Pizzagate is real. well, that's an outright lie. I have never stated that I thought Pizzagate was real, just that there was weird shit going on, and I don't see any problem with people investigating it. Which, by the way, Mundane Matt does see a problem with. He made multiple videos and said on stream that he actually had a problem with people who were looking into Pizzagate, and insulted anyone who looked into it at all as being an insane conspiracy theorist. And then about, like, 2 months later, after he talked all this mad shit and said, like, the stupidest people on the earth are people who investigate Pizzagate, outright believed the Steele dossier, and I'm talking about day one, when BuzzFeed released it, basically said, well, yeah, we can't corroborate any of this, but let's listen and believe. And when I confronted him about this hypocrisy last month, and this is funny, guys, if you weren't there, like, I was on a stream with V, because V was defending, Mate, V asked me on a stream at 5 in the morning to come in, and because he wanted to defend, what's his name, Thunderfoot, who was going on a Spurg fest against JF. So I got on at like 5 in the morning. By the way, it's the morning before I'm supposed to go to CPAC, so I'm busy. But I got on to do it anyway. And then right before I leave, Monday Matt gets on, and I've never had an opportunity to talk to him because he runs away from any opportunity to speak to anybody. And so I confronted him with this hypocrisy. And as soon as I said, like, hey, I've got a question for you, Matt, and I was like, it's just one thing. It's going to be this one thing. And then I got to go because it's 6 in the fucking morning at this point. I have to get in the car and go to DC to go to fucking CPAC with my press credentials.
People in my chat are already saying to kick me.
So, I'm going to ask you this one question. I asked him about the hypocrisy about that. And then he was still, so a month ago, still defending Steele, saying he's a credible actor, saying that the Steele dossier has been in no way invalidated, that Christopher Steele is respected by 17 intelligence agencies. Wrong, literally incorrect. No, the FBI has denounced him. And he had no clue what he was talking about. And I was like, look, this is really funny, but I actually do, it is fucking 6:30 in the morning, 6 in the morning, I actually do have to fucking go to CPAC. And I said, why don't we take this back up on the Kumite? And his response was, you're a fucking nobody, I don't even know who you are, which I thought was hilarious. And I was like, okay, all right, so you're a bitch made, in other words. So this is one thing that has irritated me. That hypocrisy made me so irritated. I made a video, but it's one of my first videos, talking about this specific hypocrisy. And now, a month later, out of nowhere, he tweets out one of my videos and lies saying that I believe 100% in Pizzagate. I don't. And then, doesn't tag me in it, doesn't at me, and then just continues to straight up lie. Said that I confronted him in a stream and was rude to him and stuff. It's like, I don't think I was rude. I think I asked you a question.
Everybody should by default be rude to Monday.
No, I asked you a question. You were hypocritical and you were disingenuous with your fucking audience. I asked you a question, and the thing is too, it's not just me. Hard Bastard went on for like 2 hours, and he responded to this tweet link earlier, or this what do you call it, conversation. Because he called him out for like 2 hours because Matt outright lied about the journalistic code of ethics, and he went through line by line all the times that he has lied about the journalistic code of ethics. And it's funny because in this particular thing, he was saying I made a video about media ethics. The video is not about media ethics; it's about media effects. So he didn't even watch the video that he was bitching about. Maybe he's just a fucking liar. I mean, my response was, I think, accurate. It said, like, well, at least you're consistent in the absolute zero amount of work you do to research shit you fucking talk about. How about they?
How about it?
Anyway, that's what happened. It's just funny. It's funny because, for a number of reasons. One, you are continuing to lie. Two, you had to sit and stew for a month over this shit, pretty much. In other words, I mean, that's what it seems to me. He sat around and stewed about this. And by the way, remember, I'm a nobody that he doesn't have time to talk to. But he has time to tweet about me and not at me.
The funniest thing about these guys, the Mundane Mats and the ilk of the same, all they do is cry about shit that they refuse to defend and super chats. You guys... in your super chat. Well, sorry, Monday Matt. I think I have like 12 Monday Mats watching me right now.
12 Monday Mats? Well, I mean, Omar Aknad in my chat just said anyone named Matt is a bitch. Can confirm.
Hey, go fuck yourself, Omar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see the Nightbot throwing Streamlabs in both fucking chats. You guys hit that shit up, and we're gonna continue.
I'll read my. I've got like 3 super chats. Read this real quick. Sorry. Our cat's gay. Would I marry a Rothschild, however it's pronounced. No. I mean,
who?
Our cat's gay asked me if I would marry a Rothschild. No.
A Rothschild?
Yeah, one of them. No. Jarangi for 2. Homer Simpson is Jewish confirmed. And Crucial, thank you. And Crucial Bunny said, "Are you going to beg Mundane Fat now? Live stream it." No, again, remember I'm a nobody, so that's why that's why he can't be asked to do it.
200 people started tweeting Mundane Mad.
No, cause fucking HB HB threw the fucking gauntlet down at him too. He won't do it. He's too bitch made.
He bitch made nigga.
Madam Williams, thank you for 25. No message, thank you though.
I mean, I don't know if it's funny. It's actually so appalling and shocking that it's.
Thank you for supporting your favorite creators.
That was you made me feel.
Turn off that pesky ad block.
So run this
Turn on that pesky ad
block. About this too. There's a new uproar on social media over microaggressions at UC Santa Cruz. The school has assembled a list of microaggressions. It warns that phrases like "America is the land of opportunity" and "I believe the most qualified person should get the job" are offensive and verboten. The weirdest thing though.
So what I hear when people say that is the people who are going to get offended by this are not qualified, so you shouldn't be mean to them.
Absolutely. I mean, that was that. I think I was talking about that article. We might have just been you and me talking about it, where some absolute piece of shit asshat gender studies professor wrote a book about how video games shouldn't. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Video games need to not have difficulty or meritocratic systems within them, such that basically that it's unfair for video games to be difficult because someone might not win. This is the same fucking shit. It's give me Gibbs, and I don't have to do anything. And
I'm trying to do.
But it's fucking disgusting. How can you? I mean, there's this thing called a self-fulfilling prophecy, and a lot of people refer to also the bigotry of low expectations, but there's also learned helplessness theory, and what learned helplessness theory would dictate is that if you get stuck in this cyclical pattern of never having to try because you don't see any reason to try, and typically learned helplessness is because you've been beaten down, but I would imagine they have the same psychological effect. It ends up creating depression, anxiety, a lack of willingness to strive. It's just psychologically extremely harmful, and I think it's bad for society at large.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
The weirdest thing, though, the scariest thing, this list has been in use for years, and there's no sign it's going away. Do you abide by this list, Mark?
I thought it was an interesting list. It's interesting they banned the expression "America is a land of opportunity" because America is a land of opportunity. Let's say you're a person with no talents but a degree of hucksterism who's figured out that you could get a job, a tenured job as the assistant dean of microaggressions, and...
That is true. I think that's the perfect word for it. Fucking huckster.
Yeah.
And put teenagers, saddle them with 6 figures of debt for attempting to criminalize basic social interactions by holding big lectures on microaggressions. Now, America is such a land of opportunity, you can clean up big time if you do that. If you try to do that in, say, Sudan, no one will come to your lecture on microaggressions because in Sudan they'd think you were an obvious huckster, and the only people who'd be at your lecture would be a camel who came in to get out of the rain and some guy and his child bride who'd actually taken a wrong turn on the way to the female genital mutilation clinic.
Oh, Mark Stein's a fucking savage, Jesus.
He's a bad motherfucker.
Boundless land of opportunity that becoming an expert, if you become an expert in microaggressions, young people will saddle themselves with $250,000 of debt just to receive your wisdom.
Even by your high standards, tonight was an all-time high watermark. Thank you, Mark Stein. You made me feel so much better. I can't even stand it. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Tucker. Always a pleasure.
See ya.
But the debt on top of it, that's actually a good point about that learned helplessness effect. So no wonder, like, you didn't have to fucking work to go get your, not really work to get your shitty bullshit, degree, and this is coming from someone with a quote bullshit degree, several quote bullshit degrees. I actually did have to work for mine though, fairly. Anyway, but
how dare you?
How
dare you work?
I don't know, my stuff was in quantitative research, not really in, like, the critical cultural feminist shit. I'm not saying either that they don't do any work. I'm sure from their standards it's perceived as work. But you do end up in massive amounts of debt because you don't get scholarships for that shit. Mm. And in the end, yeah, isn't it easier to just ask for shit?
Oh, okay, so I've got 3 things that I did want to talk about. Merc through 25 to say ammo and boost fund. Thank you, Merc. Cryptic throws 5 to say, I blame Waterworld on the Jews. That's probably pretty accurate. And Raz says, low on funds, and this is the one thing I want to talk about because I did see your DM, Raz. My college is telling us not to push friends to report their rapes. Why? Why are they telling you not to report rapes? And what is this? I've seen this 100 times all day. What is this caravan of fucking Southern Americans coming up?
Southern Americans.
Can someone tell me this caravan of Honduras?
It's 1,000 of them are just marching up here, apparently.
For fucking what?
I don't know. Like I said, you're the deportation minister. Put them in a trebuchet and send them the fuck back.
I'm gonna put like 2 people there with fucking chain guns and just don't come over this arbitrary line that's mine.
Ooh.
So that's it. It's just a parade of what do you call them? Hyundais?
Hyundais, yeah.
What the fuck do you call Honduras people? The Trail of Taco.
That's pretty good. Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, I'm not sure why. It's something about it's being Easter or something.
Thank you, Nicholas Denkin. I'm sure it will. Yeah, so it's a caravan of Hyundais coming to our door.
Well, if it was a caravan of Hyundais, that'd be all right.
No, no, it's not all right.
Hyundais?
Let Mexico deal with them.
The cars? I mean, I don't know.
Nah.
You don't want. Well, I mean, they are Jap cars.
And they're tiny.
Here you go. Hang on.
Guns down. He joins us. Mark, we've seen some interesting news
Hondurans.
in
Thank you.
regard to the Parkland shooting. That in fact,
pause that for a second. I went and just looked up a Daily Mail article on it, or I found something for you. I'll screen share it here for a second. Can you? Oh, how are you doing this?
Okay, I can see it. The stream can't.
Oh, hang on. I'll just take the article and scroll down. I'll put it in the. Hang on. Fucking. See now,
if we
I think
protect each other. We'll get through this together. Army of more. Even the Daily Mail is calling it an army.
Yeah, just
of more than 1,000 Central Americans fleeing violence and unrest.
Oh, right, Hyundais are Korean. Thanks, cats are gay.
You do Somos America. Oh, that's not even English. A little brown kid with Fanta. It's pretty good. Taking up the roadway. Go figure. They got palm crosses and a Goku shirt. Goku black shirt.
That's why I wanted to send it to you.
Steal that kid's shirt. Don't shoot. This man is black.
Well, he's brown. Close enough.
A rapid fire semi-automatic, but in fact this was done with a far more restricted form of ammunition.
Well, I think what we've been hearing is that he may not have had the highest capacity magazines. That may be true. If it's in fact the case, that puts him in a very small minority of mass shooters. Usually it's high capacity magazines that make mass shootings mass.
No, it's not.
And even so, recall, even if he had a 10 bullet ammunition magazine, he was still able to slaughter 17 kids, which tells you assault weapons should not be in the hands of kids like this.
Don't you think, though, that what...
Assault rifles don't exist for civilian purchase. This is just a shibboleth people need to remove from their minds. I can't buy an assault rifle. You can't buy an assault rifle. Assault weapons. It's scary. It's metal and it's black and it's scary.
Oh no.
Look at this fucking
Hey, did you watch that video that I keep shilling for it that Braving Ruin did on this about how like easy it is just by changing the furniture to, you know, take a gun that most of these people would have no idea it's the exact same fucking firearm. It does all the same things. It's absolutely fucking, yeah, I'm sure you do, but it's absolutely fucking unbelievable. Because I mean, well, that was so funny. What was it after the Vegas shooting when CNN put out all of that crap about how, like, it's like, yeah, you can technically buy a chainsaw attachment. No, CNN, what was it, CNN? USA Today. Oh, well, it's all equal trash, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, no, Fui.
I didn't mean to,
says that you
forget
can.
That,
it's like 30K. You got to get an FFL. You got to get all that shit.
Since this happened is that
automatic weapons are usually in the fucking
going nowhere
quintuple digits.
That in fact it was a failure of government, that you had a sheriff's deputy stationed at the school who did nothing, who in fact decided to stay outside until the gunman had finished killing everybody. That you have a federal government that in fact incentivizes ignoring so-called problem adolescents and problem teenagers according to which preferred identity groups they belong.
Can you pause the video, Aiden?
So that what appears to your group
Can you pause the video?
Me?
is in fact a
Probably
story
not.
of lavish government failure from federal to local.
Can you?
Well, look, if you have a better idea for how we can find every deeply troubled teen who should not have access to firearms, I think almost everybody in this country, inclling all 535 members of Congress, would love to hear about it.
No, just wait a minute on this, Mark, because the issue
now you should be able to. I'll be right back if you don't pause it.
Oh, okay.
The failure of government.
Good. Okay, that's a good time. I don't know what he's gonna go do. But that's a good time to read some super chats. Pound through them, guys. Again, sorry I said that Hyundais were Jap crap. I actually forgot that they're Korean. and I do know how big of a fuck up that is, yes. Let's see, Morgan Scott for 2 said, I could feel the cancer growing. Can't we all? Rightful King of Finland, Dark Souls is literal oppression. Check out Dr. Lehman's new video where he talks about self-determination theory and Dark Souls. It was actually really, really well done and interesting. And extremely high quality, as always. Bar One Studios, maybe the real Ready Player One was the Gamergate we made along the way. Yeah, I know, like, I think this guy in that study, or that book I was talking about, I do think it was a general, he blamed Gamergate for something about meritocracy. It's absolute absurdity. The thing is, when you're talking about stimulation and excitation in media, you needed some sort of drama. Early research or early hypotheses about media would have proposed something called the hedonism principle, which is that the only reason we would engage in media is to feel good, right? That seemingly makes sense. However, when you think about it for more than about 2 seconds, you realize that's absurd. What media exists that it's 100% pleasurable? Of course, there needs to be some element of low points. If you look at the hero's journey, for example, you have the dip in the middle where things become difficult for the hero. They have to struggle. It's only because of the struggle that in the end, when there is success, that has any meaning. Dolph Zillman called this excitation transfer theory, which is the idea that it's the increase of arousal during the negative period. It actually increases the ultimate payoff in a linear fashion, going upwards of more and more excitement and therefore more pleasure, but only there is more pleasure because of the element of pain or discomfort that's incurred along the path to that. There's also self-determination theory, as Lehman mentioned too, which is this sort of, need for competency. If in video games in particular, how could you enjoy anything if there is no build-up and there's no competency effect that you, or ability to feel as though you're an autonomous actor within that particular theoretical model? Yeah, that games don't work like that. No media works like that. Try to think of anything that's 100% happy, and you're going to be completely limited to programming for infants. Anything else, even young children's media, always there's a depth period of struggle. Sorry, that was a rant. Arcat's will gender theory ever get out of academia? No, probably not. I mean, they try to apply it in more general ways, but it's a purely... There's just not the data on it to support anything. When you start to look at quantitative data and actually having to prove this stuff, you're not going to find the things that you're looking for. In fact, usually we find the opposite. Not in all cases, it depends on the theory or the hypothesis. Morgan Scott for 5, 20 minutes in, I'm already at stage 4, cringe cancer, yeah. Thank you for the 5. Jarengi, hentai news is all pleasure. Merc, thank you also for the $25 for booze and ammo fun too. Thanks, Merc. Yeah, anyway, I hope that was interesting a little bit. I can always talk about media psychology. Don't leave me alone, though, or I'll just rant about it. Oh, man. And yeah, again, sorry I called Hyundai's Jap crap. That was a pretty big mistake. What?
The kid was pitching a fit.
Oh, they're all good.
Right, I mean, this is absurd. You've got a sheriff's deputy in a schoolhouse, which would be a thing that would seem nuts back when you...
I got an answer for that question.
Which question?
You can't tell them to report it because it'll be like raping them. They have to choose to report it if they don't.
Oh, okay. So
because why demand justice when you can get hot cocoa? And Nicholas Dankus says, "Here's a few more. Throw them tacos out." That's weird.
Did Jim delay the video, guys? I keep seeing.
Of course he did.
We're on gym time all the time.
Yeah. Gym time is Namek minutes.
I were at school, and he does nothing. So why should people, when you're paying for a guy, an armed sheriff's deputy, to be at a schoolhouse all day long and he does nothing, why would any prudent person want to mortgage their safety to the government?
Sure, I agree that guy should have been fired yesterday.
Wrong.
I'm sorry he hasn't. But that's not usually the case. Whether there is security or isn't security, whether they do their jobs or not, mass shooters go into schools and all kinds of public places and they do mass shootings because they outarm whoever happens to be there. That's how mass shootings
maybe
happen.
schools shouldn't be gun-free zones. How about they? Oh, I'm
Maybe.
sorry.
you know, you can still if you have a .22, you can still shoot someone with a fucking minigun and it'll hurt them. The fuck? Outarm. What is this? This isn't nuclear bombs versus Tomahawk missiles. You got fucking bullets.
Well, this again elucidates their absolute misunderstanding of how firearms function. I seriously think that they think it's like movie shit. They work on movie logic for guns entirely. So where people can just easily dodge bullets.
Yeah, that was an argument. That was a fucking argument.
Oh my god! Wait, someone said you can dodge?
9mm bullets travel much slower than the AR-15 rounds.
Oh my god!
And they're more easy to dodge, or some shit like that.
That's actual movie logic. Holy shit!
Of course these people live on movie logic because they watch all these shitty fucking liberal-esque movies, and they go, "Oh, that's real life. Got it."
I guess that must be it. It's funny because now it's. I mean, I don't know. Look, I was miffed at Trump for bringing up the video game shit, but recently it has been the left who's brought up this crap again about let's blame it all on video games and let's. I mean, they want to blame it on guns too, but they want to blame it on fucking everything. I'm just surprised that. Well, I mean, video games, as I was saying, they're bad now after Gamergate because white men train using Doom or whatever. What's the current one? I know it's what's his name said forever ago.
I forget what the current Grand Theft Auto.
Jack Thompson tier arguments. It's just fucking stupid. But I guess that's how. I mean, if that's your only experience or with firearms, I guess that's why. But that makes you a fucking retard, and you certainly should not be making legislation based on shit you saw in a fucking Hollywood movie.
But that's the thing is these people don't know shit about guns, but they are the loudest about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's sort of the Dunning-Kruger effect, I guess. I think people overuse that term, but it is a little bit accurate, probably.
Maybe.
Happen. No, we're talking about the most recent run of mass shootings. And the issue here is that when Americans see the systemic failure that went on in Parkland, when they see that the sheriff has engaged in a campaign of disinformation designed to deflect his failures onto peripheral targets like the NRA, it's understandable, isn't it, that they don't want to mortgage their personal security to an incompetent government.
I don't, because what happened here was an exception. I agree this guy seems...
What do you trust the government to do?
Nothing. I don't trust the government at all. But then again, there a lot of these people are communists. They want, essentially like a massive government. They want the government to do everything. They want the government to take care of them in every single way. Now, this particular thing has been fucking hypocritical and hilarious because last year it was, take guns away from cops because they use them exclusively to kill black people. But all of a sudden, only cops can have guns. That's logical.
Right. I've seen a bunch of people saying they're doing another flat Earth debate on Andy's
They
show.
are, yeah.
If you don't want to hang out there, you can hang out here.
Yeah, either one though, guys. Have fun. Fine, or we're just gonna be chilling out and watching Cancer.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, so yeah, everybody post in the chat what team you're on. Team Chocolate. I'm Team Cream.
Peanut butter.
Oh, absolutely disgusting.
Oh, shit. Are you serious, Burb? This gun debate shit is one-sided at school. I almost got suspended at my school because I caused, quote, alarm, end quote, by supporting the Second Amendment. If you're against guns, no problems, but liking them is wrong. You seriously almost got in fucking trouble?
Holy shit. Fuck that shit. What?
Ugh. I hate school. I hate schools. They're so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for, like, the socialization that my kids need, I would not have them in a school.
Yeah, I mean, maybe when they're a little older, man.
Oh, when they're older, it's homeschooling time.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't trust fucking. I do not trust public schools anymore. I don't trust private schools either.
Oh shit! I'm seeing the fucking teams roll in. Yeah. A lot of cream.
Team Cream.
I only see one or two peanut butter.
Bad guy, I'd be happy to see him fired again, like I said yesterday. But think about the Newtown mass shooting. I mean, there was armed security there. They were in the school. They were unable to stop.
I'm going to start timing out Team Cream people in your chat.
You're going to lose your rent. And get put in the gulag.
Situation has nothing to do with government failure. Has to do with the fact that there are 300 million guns on the streets of America, and the NRA's only solution is to put 400 million out there.
Well, but what's your solution to get the 300 million down? I mean, I don't understand, because when people talk about the Australian example and other examples, there weren't 300 million guns in Australia. How do you propose to get that down to 200 million, for example?
Well, I think an excellent place to start is to stop putting new stock out there. I think the easiest thing to do...
Hold on. Jimmy Hall, Sinatra says, did you see the teacher in Nebraska that had Nazis equals conservatives on her board?
I saw that, yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it was on... Yeah, it was... just fucking sitting there on the board, and I think there were multiple instances of it from the same teacher trying to teach, shill this bullshit. It's absolute fucking. You have to understand, teachers are in a position of unique power and influence over people and children in particular. That's why this shit is so egregious, and it's why the problems in education are so important. These people want to talk about the gun shit so much. Why don't you fix the fucking education system on some level so you can't do that kind of fucking insane political indoctrination?
Whenever I talk about the public schools, I know Gasly gets really heated about it, but the public schools need something fucking done to them.
Oh yeah,
they need some sort of reform from the bottom up. That's why when everyone gives Betsy DeVos shit, it's like, why wouldn't you put someone who doesn't like the system in charge of that system?
Right.
Makes me want to bash my head against a fucking wall.
Yeah, samesies. Real quick, Madden Williams for 5 said, forgot to leave a message earlier on Super Chat. Oh, thank you, by the way, for the 25 earlier and the 30. How gay is that?
I love you, Corbin.
Okay. Aiden got a Discord for fans to follow and for us to talk on. I do. It is on my Patreon. It's $1 to get the link, but you can pledge $1 and then rescind it if you want the link. It's easy to get it. And also I could just send it to you. I mean, it really is supposedly for patrons, but I had the problem with a mod recently, so I don't. It's not as clean and operated as it used to be. But Durangi for 2, trust the government to steal my money. Hey, yeah, that's one thing I trust them to do consistently, is steal from me. And fuck shit up. Merc, rather hang out here, thanks. Team Cream, fuck yeah, Team Cream. Team Peanut Butter is literally the worst. It's fucking disgusting. It's sickening. And VGEDRR for 20, thank you so much.
The Gatter.
A point the Daily Show guys made, the government doesn't have to repeal the second. They can just legislate until you give up your guns because of the red tape, fees, and firebombings by commies because your address is on a list. That is actually a good point. I don't think it would still work,
It's a good point, but I don't know how smart you would have to be to go firebomb someone's house who you know is armed.
That's kind of the thing, and that's the purpose of the Second Amendment, though, right? Is so that if that does end up being a thing where it's like you're on some kind of list, well, you can at least defend yourself. And I do think if it got to that point, we are talking civil war. Outright civil war.
I think we're already You're welcome, Vegeta. You don't ever come out in my chat, but I heard your name. So
I don't know if I pronounced it. Sorry.
Remember that shit, ho. It's really... I think we've been on the precipice of this, quote, civil war for a long time. And it's going to be one... Because we've been divided for a long time as a country, almost completely by political lines.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes 98% racial lines. But if you just need one, I feel like we are at the camel fucking weight limit, and you just need that straw.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for that straw.
People are mad that I don't like peanut butter. Look, I like peanut butter in terms of the actual product, but we're talking about teams right now, and peanut butter is brown. Team cream is pure white.
Team cream is beige.
No, it's pure white.
Team peanut butter for the win.
And probably the most effective, because we've done it in places like Colorado, where there are actually a lot of guns and a lot of hunters, is to ban high-capacity magazines. You would then at least limit the damage that some of these shooters can do. I think a second step is...
Okay, you know what? Here, just talk.
So, yeah, it's...
I'm gonna go grab something. Just talk for a second.
Okay.
To ban the civilian use of assault rifles.
Assault rifle? Fuck off. Whoa, okay. Thank you for $5 on Streamlabs, Gunbox. First of all, this guy is retarded. In terms of mitigating the damage caused by this shit, do you know what would cause way more damage? A fucking bomb. A bomb that you can make with a goddamn pressure cooker. Things that everyone has access to.
This high-capacity magazine fucking argument's ridiculous. Listen.
It's also really just dumb. And
in, out. In, out. In, out. See how long that shit takes? I could have 25 of these 10-round mags, and it's just that easy. In, out. In, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, out. In, fucking ridiculous,
got your point.
Dumb bullshit.
It is fucking dumb. Thank you, Gunfox. Kids need to harden the fuck up, as well as people. Also, you are all fucking peasants. Bow down to the mighty American Empire. Fuck yeah, American Empire. Let's get real imperialism going. Commies are always complaining about it. Just kidding, I want isolationism.
Then you either wait a very long period of time until the ones that are out there degrade, or you do voluntary buybacks, or you do compulsory buybacks, or some combination of the above.
What about the most disturbing aspect of the shooter in Florida, though, which is the idea of government programs that, in fact, incentivize ignoring problem teenagers according to whether they...
Vermilion Syndicate gets it right. Cream mini peanut butter chocolate.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's wrong. Fuck you. I thought I was Team Cream for a second. I forgot.
Whether they happen to be Hispanic or African American or whatever.
People in my chat are saying Fox needs to come over.
No, he's in here now. I've stolen your boy. You could go over there and rape his ears, though.
I think that there should be, I agree with you, I think that there should be more government spending. That there
of
should
course
be more
you do.
Spending where possible to track down kids who have legitimate, emotional and mental disturbances and get them rooted into...
Pumpkin Trucker says Cruz did use 10-round mags. Is that true? I don't know.
This is stupid, though. Like, here's the thing. They all knew he had mental problems. This was a complete failure of every system put in place to ameliorate this. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about the conspiracy theory shit, but they really did. I know, but they really did know. They had every indication. The police knew. This is not even talking about them not going in the day of. They knew for months. The FBI knew that. So increasing spending, what's that going to do exactly? I mean, you can disagree with me on this, But if there's a teacher who's trained in the use of firearms and wants to be able to conceal carry in the school, that seems to me, at this point, to be a better option than, like, let's just throw more money at the wind.
Well, on top of it being a money issue, thank you, Simon Jones. It's, if you fucking, okay, we might have more on this. Hold on. Voting, okay. At my school, when they had the walkout and shit, suspiciously 2 days later, the Women's Voter League showed up for the next upcoming election. Schools are real fucked up, Sinatra. They're trying to indoctrinate us into supporting stuff we don't even know about. Fuck me, man.
Holy
That's
shit.
insane.
I mean, I know Ghastly gets fired up about it. I do too. Education's sort of my big, obviously, as
and kids
academic.
are an easy target. They really fucking are. Any way you cut it, kids are a fucking easy target. Cryptic throws 5 to say, nah, fuck that shit. People in Colorado go to Wyoming to buy magazines for 30 rounds since the stupid law passed.
Yeah. Madden Williams for 2 says, Team Cream Pie, good. Nicholas Evgen says, buy expedient homemade firearms, the 9mm submachine gun. Mercs for 5 says, repealed the UGCA, repealed the Hughes Amendment, repealed FOPA, Second Amendment as it was meant to be. Yeah, I mean, I obviously have issues with that, with all of. I mean, like, that's the thing too that we keep bringing up over and over again. That they'll say we want some legislation, common sense gun reform. Do you have any idea how difficult? Have you seen? I mean, I know you saw some of these signs. I saw one the other day from one of these shitty protests that says it said it was more difficult for me to buy the poster board for this sign than an AR-15. Oh, it's like, you're so retarded. Yeah, go around
my
carrying...
My favorite one is, I wish my uterus had as many rights as your gun. Shut up, bitch.
Go
Get
fucking...
your gross, stinky uterus out of here.
Stinky vagina.
Go eat a fucking seed, stinky.
Stinky and low. Shit. Fucking memes.
So this kind of thing doesn't happen.
Where do you stand on this boycotting the NRA?
Oh, I think it's a great thing. Look, folks,
yeah, but hang on, homie. You gotta be a member to boycott them.
Yeah, you can sit on the sidelines and go, fuck that, but you're not a member, so could be dumb.
Yeah, that's so funny. The whole boycott NRA, it's like, dude, you can't boycott something you don't pay for. Fucking idiot.
There's 5 million members of the NRA. Well, how many members are there of your group?
There's some debate about how many members the NRA actually has, but here's where the NRA
well, it's
and
millions,
I agree.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably millions. Look, the
probably.
NRA
I don't know.
often, and I happen to agree that
I don't know what I'm talking about. A million sounds right.
Politics is downstream from culture. Yeah. So when you have companies like Dick's Sporting Goods saying we're no longer going to do business with the NRA.
And Dick's Sporting Goods fucking shit's way down.
Yep, and their stock's down. Haha.
What do you know? If you fucking do dumb shit, people won't shop at your store. That's how you boycott something, by not shopping there. It's like saying you're going to boycott Amazon Prime by not being an Amazon Prime member.
I don't know. Or yeah, what? Okay, someone at Farmer just said boycott Planned Parenthood. Yeah, if I don't use their services, then what the fuck?
Yeah, what do you're just being loud. That's all you're doing.
You're just being loud. That's a good way to put it. Pretty much.
How can you marginalize as extreme a group that is many million times bigger than yours? Aren't you the fringe group?
Well, they've been around since the 1800s, so I think we're going to take a while to catch up.
Yeah, because there's still a bunch of wigs around. Just
thanks very much. Delta Airlines is learning the hard way that virtue signaling can have consequences. Following the Parkland shooting, Delta abolished an NRA discount that had only been used on 13 air tickets. In response, though, Georgia's legislature killed a $40 million tax break the company had enjoyed. Georgia Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle is running for governor and helped lead the charge.
Oh my God, that face! He looks like he has a very large object shoved up his anus. Oh my God, he really, that is the...
yeah, I forgot about that.
That is, what, does he normally look like this?
No. The guy who went to buy an AR-15 and he said he could do it in under 5 minutes and they denied him.
What?
It was a reporter who bought an AR-15 in 5 minutes who actually didn't buy it. He couldn't provide his own ID. That's what it was.
Oh, he...
And chat throws 5 to say these kids want to raise the minimum age to 21. Fine. I say raise the national driving age from 16 to 21. Kids want to fuck around, take their keys away. Hell yeah.
That causes far more deaths. Far more deaths. And I know that's not really a totally fair comparison, and people have said that before. It's like, well, you know, cars serve a purpose other than violence. And it is correct about firearms. The purpose of firearms is to protect or to cause damage. They don't have any other purpose. You know, cars do have other purposes, but if you're just talking about, like, loss of life, and this also, that's not bringing in the whole good guy with a gun versus bad guy with a gun thing, and the actual purpose of the Second Amendment being self-protection from a tyrannical government. But yeah, if you really want to reduce the number of teenagers who are killed every year, take away their fucking keys. Do you know how many teenagers are killed drunk driving or getting into car accidents every year? Extremely compounded number compared to gun deaths.
Oh god, yeah. It's like it's a factor.
Yes, we have factorial in there. Alec Ondusco, I believe. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Thank you so much for $50. Hi, Eden, my favorite YouTube waifu. I'm thinking about getting NRA membership, a suppressed 9mm and suppressed SCAR 17. I'm a considerate person. If I want to go out and shoot lizards on my personal mini golf course, no reason to wake the neighbors. Yeah, go the fuck ahead.
If you want to get that shit, son, you better start filling out that paperwork
now. Exactly.
And you'll get it. If you I'm in 100% honesty. If you want to get suppressors, let me pull up my fucking shit here. If you want suppressors, you fill out the paperwork now. You'll get it in February. You'll probably get approved for it by February.
Yeah, shit.
It takes about 9 months. It's about 9 months or 200 days.
But Sinatra, I thought I could just go to the Walmart and buy an assault rifle. The news told me that that's how easy it was. I could get a silenced assault rifle.
I'm not saying if you really want to just keep your shots quiet, you could buy an oil filter. Don't do that. Don't buy oil filters. Do you understand me? Oil filters. Okay, I'm gonna play the video.
We're sick of conservatives getting kicked around by companies in this way.
Well, Mark, it's good to be with you tonight, and you're exactly right. This was in the context of a much larger tax cut that Georgia citizens were going to receive, both individuals but companies and corporations of our state. Delta was part of that. But because they chose to target and be a part of the boycott that really targeted NRA and law-abiding citizens across our state, that particular tax cut that was specific to them, which was an exemption on their jet fuel, was removed from the legislation.
Now, I take it they saw, you know, a couple of tweets.
This guy does have a fucking voice. It's a creepy voice.
Whatever it was that said you need to disassociate yourself from the NRA. In a sense, there's something really unpleasant going on here because, as you said, these are law-abiding citizens who are members of the NRA, and yet somehow the left is trying to saddle them with the blame for the Parkland shooting, and American companies seem to be going along with it.
Well, I don't think conservatives are to blame, and if it's not the Second Amendment today, then it might be the First Amendment tomorrow. And we do have to stand up and fight and push.
Ew, this guy's voice is making me feel weird.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and skip this one.
All right. Real quick. Drango raise the age of consent. These morons are too stupid to risk breeding. I don't know if that'll help. Teenagers are gonna fuck. And that wouldn't stop them from fucking each other.
Will descend on Washington to demand that you be punished for crimes that others committed.
Are you there?
Yeah.
It's called the March for Our Lives.
Oh, I thought you were going to continue.
Oh, continue what? Yeah, I do. Hang on. And then, Alec Ondusco. I'm sorry why it's hard for me to pronounce. Alec Ondusco also said, Sinatra, I'm aware of the NFA process. Oh, it was an Air America reference. I didn't even catch that, actually.
I can't hear you all the way over from that chat.
Oh, well, okay. Charlie McBride movie. I actually didn't even get that either. I haven't seen Air America in a while. That's a good movie though.
Innocence Rush throws $2. If you shop at Dick's, you're a sucker. Just pledge on Maker support for you and Drunkle. Hey man, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Tomorrow, thousands of activists will descend on Washington to demand that you be punished. Tomorrow, thousands of activists will descend on Washington to demand that you be punished for crimes that others committed. It's called the March for Our Lives, and it's designed to lobby for new gun control legislation across the country. The event is backed by wealthy and powerful people, billionaire Michael Bloomberg, former mayor of New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, many others. Some of what they're calling for is unconstitutional and irrational.
Did you say something?
I just, I mean, you know, the name Bloomberg, you know, it always makes me, it's just something about it.
I wonder.
Rational, it cannot work, it won't work, and that's why it's not already the law. It's not just NRA lobbying, it's common sense. But the organizers would rather not get into all those details, and they certainly don't want to have all those debates, and that's why they're hiding behind the victims of the latest horrific school shooting. The kids are front and center by design. Handful of teens from Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida. Now, they have a right to their views. Obviously, that is a given. This is one of the rare shows that supports the rights of people we disagree with to talk. But the rest of us also have rights, including the right to...
I wonder if Tucker gets his power from that pen.
I thought he used to get it from his bow ties. Again, I want the bow tie back.
What? Didn't he lose the bow tie after he lost to Jon Stewart? I think that's where the bow tie ended, when he lost the debate to Jon Stewart.
Yeah, that was a while ago, jeez.
Assess what they're saying and decide whether it ought to become law to which we are subject. These are not religious figures. We're not the...
Perfectly Faded Delusion says, Aiden Paladin, I just pledged to you on Patreon.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
We're not the faithful. We're all citizens here. So let's take a look at what they're saying and decide if it's a good idea or not. For example, here's David Hogg. He's a Stoneman Douglas student. You may have seen him on television. He's dutifully trotted out.
I'm not saying anything.
Here's part of his take.
The way Rick Scott has been talking about it is like, when the shooter arrives, we need a metal detector and a guard.
With Rick Scott, it's like, when I get elected to Senate, we're not going to let that happen. What's sick?
Okay, but didn't this little shit, oh, excuse me, didn't this stand-up young gentleman have a lot to, like, wasn't he all mad about all of these things, these common sense things to prevent somebody from bringing a gun to school, like the see-through backpacks, metal detectors? Here's the thing, guys, there are schools in Baltimore City that have required see-through backpacks for decades. I know, because I grew up there, and I had friends who had to have see-through backpacks when they went to high school. That was... yeah, 15 years ago. So, and by the way, does not reduce the gang violence in Baltimore City. But
what do you know, criminals not following laws?
It really, you know, percolates my pistachios that criminals...
my almonds.
It really wakes up my walnuts that criminals don't give a that really... shit. Yeah, fuck. Damn it. Okay, I ran out of them. Anyway. Fuck you. I'll win next time. Just like I win at Levy and Tucker more. Anyway, but, no, the thing is, this shit's not new. They're just trying to find anything. They're trying to find some way to appease these stupid kids. I mean, no offense to them, but they are kids, and kids are stupid. Now, I don't think David Hogg is a kid, personally. But, you know, this idea that, like, we have to do something. Okay, well, we're gonna try to find some ways to help. Some simple things that we can do to make you safer. If the concern is really about safety, why are you so against see-through backpacks? Why are you against metal detectors? Because those are real things you can do. That will make it like a little bit more difficult for someone to bring a gun or a bomb into school, and not just a gun, a bomb too. By the way. But doesn't like that for some reason. Sorry.
I like this channel name too.
Hmm?
I like this channel. I don't want it to get shut down.
Sorry.
What type of person are you when you want to see more money than children's lives? What type of person does that? We have to use our white privilege now to make sure.
Oh, what? To use our white privilege? Oh, I hadn't heard that one.
Oh.
All of the people that have died as a result of this and haven't been covered the same can now be heard.
Sell more guns, murder more children.
That fucking suit he was wearing was way too big for him.
It was his dad's, probably.
He looked like a lesbian.
Well, another celebrated survivor of the shooting, basically agrees with that. She recently said in a speech, quote, "I don't really care what people who defend the Second Amendment have to say." Let's take this seriously. We should take it seriously because it's serious. If you honestly don't care what the people who disagree with you think, if you believe they want to, quote, murder more children, then who are you?
Thank you
You're
for
angry.
sharing the
You're
Streamlabs,
definitely not
Simon
fit to be
Jones.
making policy for the rest of us. You are by definition an extremist. You should not have power if you really believe anyone who disagrees with you is evil and wants to kill the innocent. Maybe a journalist could point that out, but no. Journalists agree with Emma Gonzalez and David Hogg, so they've slapped them on the cover of Time magazine and declared.
There's been this dude who's been arguing with me for a couple days who says the fact that these kids were on time, that makes them like better people.
What?
It's like, you know who's been on time, right?
Everyone.
No, I mean, understand who's been on the cover of Time, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, you also understand, like, okay, so which one are you referencing? Because literally everyone has been on the cover of Time.
Anyone, pick somebody who's been on the cover.
I mean,
Mussolini. We'll
in
start there.
2008, I believe, you were on the cover of Time. It was just you. Do you remember this?
Yeah, it was a mirror.
Yeah, it was something like, okay, everyone has been on the cover of Time. Wow, what a big fucking whoop. Really quick, I want to, hang on. Incredible Aspie. Hey, Aspie here. Thank you for the $5. How you doing? Do you think an attempt to enact gun laws will cause the Republicans to keep the House and Senate? Republicans are not doing what they should be doing right now, and neither is Trump, and I'm actually kind of pissed at Trump, right? You know, like, people act like because, oh, you voted for Trump, you're a Trump cheerleader. No, I can be upset when he fucks up and does things I don't like. I don't like him going along with this shit. You can say it's placating the liberals, but they have proven themselves unquestionably to be unplacatable. You give them an inch and they will take a mile. And when I was at CPAC and he was talking and he said, they will take your Second Amendment rights, and I'm sitting there trying not to fucking cry because my president is like right in front of me, dude, it was awesome. But like, it was how I thought he felt about it, and I feel like this is a little flip-floppy, even not art of the deal stuff. This is flip-flopping. I don't approve. And real quick, unrelated comment, am I going to go on world-class bullshitters with diversity in comics? Nathan and Shriver. They haven't asked me, but I would love to. DNC is awesome, and so is Ethan. So.
That's it. Over there?
Yeah.
That they're heroes, and you're not allowed to disagree with them. Here's more David Hogg from earlier today, by the way, explaining that the Bill of Rights matters when it applies to what he can wear to school. Watch.
Why does the one girl not have shoes?
After we come back from spring break,
I don't know.
They're requiring all of us to have clear backpacks. It's unnecessary, it's embarrassing for a lot of the students, and it makes them feel isolated and separated from the rest of American school culture, where they're having essentially their First Amendment rights.
You're such an idiot! Oh, now you care about the rights. Now you care about the Bill of Rights, do you? Fucking A. Again, they have been doing this for decades. The fact is, you just want what you're. I'm sorry, and I don't want to get your channel down either. But it's a temper tantrum. It's like I want what I want, and I'm not willing to have any kind of discussion, which is how they phrase this when they start all this. It's a discussion. It's time for us to actually talk about gun control. You're not talking about shit. You don't get what you want, and you're throwing a temper tantrum. Why aren't you willing to make concessions? Sorry, isn't it kind of not fun to have your rights stepped on and infringed upon a little bit, huh?
It's fucking. It's like he won't accept your apology. Come on. The Laura Ingraham, that shit, fucking gross.
Freely wear whatever backpack they want.
So, controlling your backpack abridges your First Amendment rights because the First Amendment applies to backpacks, but the Second Amendment does not apply to firearms. How does that work exactly? Wait, you say, why are you picking on David Hogg? He's only a kid. He shouldn't be held to adult standards of reasoning or be expected to think critically about the consequences of what he espouses. Well, yeah, exactly. He's a kid. He's just been through unspeakable tragedy. And that's why adults shouldn't be using him or his friends to push their agendas on the rest of us.
Thank you, Tuck.
Blaze is co-founder of Guns Down, a gun control group, and he joins us now.
I do think that I agree with actually what Bunty King said about it the other day, which is that I think he's a kid. I've been through the psychology of teenagers of that age and how it significantly affects their cognitive processing, their perceptions of reality and things like that. But you can't go out there onto national television. He's 17, by the way, guys. you can't go out there over time and time again, claim to be this major advocate and this, force and all of this shit, and such a big deal, and then when you get criticized, say, I'm a child, I'm a little kid, don't pick on me. You gotta pick one. You can't have it both ways. You gotta stick to some shit.
Didn't he legitimately say that to Laura Ingraham?
Yes, he called himself a child.
Act like a child, you're going to get treated like a child. You act like an adult, you're going to get treated like an adult.
Yeah, you can't play both games. Jormungand 07 said, so white privileged boy doesn't want school safety precautions they have in ghetto schools. Yeah, really? Yeah, that activates the almonds too. The thing is, he is so clueless about the fact that this clear backpack shit's been going on for decades. And acting like, oh, it infringes my rights. Well, again, growing up in Baltimore City, they have metal detectors. They have armed guards at the entrance of every school. They have clear backpacks. And it doesn't stop the violence. It maybe reduces it some. I'd have to look at the data. It certainly doesn't reduce the gang violence in the cities. There's still 2 murders a day or whatever on average in Baltimore. But if you care about the safety of the students, hey, there's a way to fix some of that. At least make it better, I guess.
It's ridiculous. It's fucking dumb shit.
If you sincerely believe that people who disagree with you want to kill children, then you shouldn't be involved in making policy, because that's exactly what we don't need more of, it seems to me. Why is he being pushed to the front of this movement?
Well, look, I think you ought to cut this kid a little bit of slack. He was at school in 17.
No. Why? Why do I want to cut this kid slack?
What? Because he's a kid. He's a kid when it's convenient, and he's an adult when and he's an activist and powerful figure when it's convenient. They don't give a fuck. Pick one,
Yeah. I'm typing something.
Let's a conversation is progressive ease for shut up and sit down while I tell you how things are gonna be. Thank you. Who is that? I'm sorry. DACA on Streamlabs. Thank you.
Ew, DACA.
It's DAKKA, not DACA.
1K short of a good time.
Oh shit, man.
Killed the other day.
This is why you get strikes. Not insulting David Hogg.
Gospel from the gun violence prevention community about what we ought to be doing about guns.
Well, I just conceded that in my script because I agree with that. That this is a kid who just saw unspeakable tragedy. He saw his classmates killed, and that's exactly why he shouldn't be involved in formulating a response to it.
Yeah, but
because he's a kid. So you can't simultaneously argue that you need to shut up and listen to him, and if you don't, you're bad, which is what the left is arguing. And that we shouldn't take what he says seriously or literally. We have to kind of choose one, and I'm kind of happy to choose the first one.
I think these kids are doing what citizens ought to do. They had a terrible experience, and they're trying to do something about it. Basically, what they're saying is the same thing that 70% of the public is out there saying, which is what we're doing with guns right now isn't working. We ought to have stricter gun laws.
No, that's not. He said 75%? No, recheck those numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not even close.
It's like 50, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's.
I think there's a lot.
But you don't see that what the left is doing is short-circuiting honest conversations. I, for example, have tried every night since that shooting, almost every single night, to get a leader of a gun control group on. You're the only one who comes. The only one. No one else will come. I know a lot about guns. I'm interested in the topic. No one wants to have the debate. Instead, they throw David Hogg in your face and say, be quiet, and then allow David Hogg to uninterrupted impugn the character of anyone who disagrees with him. It's demagoguery. That's not how adults behave.
Yeah, but it's also not fair to pull one comment out of one interview out of
Whoa!
I'll pull another one.
One comment.
It's like the kid's entire fucking life.
His whole life is online. His whole life is broadcasted in the media. We know he's talked shit about the clear backpacks multiple times. We know he's talked shit about all of this, and his only, the only sort of solution that he provides is basically ban all guns, all while saying, oh, by the way, we're not trying to take your guns. Which, you know what, I think they've dropped that. I do think they've dropped the, hey, we're not trying to take your guns. I think they've just.
I think there were a bunch of signs that said, we're just like, yeah, we're trying to take your guns.
You're right. Oh, it is pill pool. This is exactly fucking pill pool shit.
Mm-hmm. And I see Nightbot in both chats, so on Streamlabs. And guys, support your favorite channels. And since they're not streaming, support us.
Here's an idea that, again, I'm being forced to take this seriously. I would be very happy to say, poor David Hogg, man, his friends got killed. I get it. He's upset. My children be...
In a Reddit post, he said he didn't like any of the kids at his school. Just throwing that one.
Yeah, I mean, I said that to you the other day. I don't remember the exact quote, but he basically... They did find his Reddit, and he said, like, I hate all the kids here. They're obnoxious. I wish I was back in California. And look, I get it. He moved, I believe, it's his senior year or junior year, from California to Florida. That's a huge move. That can be very, difficult and troublesome for a teenager in a very tumultuous period in their development, their psychological, growth. But he it's just so bizarre to see these posts of him saying he doesn't like anyone at his school, and now he continually goes out on air and says 17 of my best friends were killed. Were they your best friends, David? On Reddit, you said outright you had like 2 friends at the school.
Exactly. Fucking
just saying. You're not very consistent, Han.
Retarded shit. And Jimmy Hall in the chat says, remember the sheriff of North Carolina saying that he would gladly take guns from people's cold, dead hands. I do remember that. That's actually going to be my next video. Okay, I'm going to keep playing this. I'm going to run and grab a glass of milk real quick because I got really bad heartburn, so you have control over everything.
Oh, good. Time to burn the stream to the ground.
I would be upset.
Yeah, fuck it.
But the left
let's talk about the Jews.
What he says is, the law I have to abide
Just mute your microphone.
They said there ought to be a database of which guns are sold in the United States. That ought to be paired to the status of the owner's
real quick,
mental
let me
health.
see if
Privacy
anybody
laws should be amended.
said anything real quick.
So there's...
Let me see if I missed anything, because sorry, some guys, I don't see it, dudes. Oh yeah, Alec Ondusco, thank you again. Thank you so much, dude. Those kids, between that type of classmate, negligent authorities, crummy parents, that's what makes school shooters. I had decent authority and met parents, didn't stop me from using that for attention, got suspended. You know, I was bullied really badly in school for being a weird nerd, and when I saw, what's Emma Gonzalez, is that her name? Lesbian, get up on stage and be like, yes, we bullied him. Yes, we treated him like shit, essentially. You know, that was repulsive to me, because you basically just admitted you fucked with this kid. And I'm not saying, like, that excuses it in any way, because it doesn't, because plenty of people, like myself, were picked on and had a hard time in school, and we didn't become school shooters. That's not, you know, just getting bullied doesn't make you into a psychopath. There was a lot of things going on in this kid's life that made him as disturbed as he was. But, and is, I'm sure. But what an uncaring bitch you are. Seriously. How repugnant. It's absolutely reprobate shit, you know? To go out there and say, yeah, we picked on him, yeah, we probably just, we certainly contributed to his mental state being what it was. Absolutely abhorrent, I find that to be. But yeah, it doesn't make someone a murderer. It doesn't make someone a school shooter because they were picked on and bullied. A lot of people we have this thing called resilience, psychological resilience, and, you know, most people have a great deal of it, actually. We're a lot stronger than I think the left, at least in particular, likes to portray us as being humans as being very psychologically weak. We're actually we can snap back from a lot of really fucked up shit. But this kid had a horrible life, and just going out there and admitting, and seemingly with pride, that you exacerbated it. And then saying, I probably contributed to this in some way, but, I'm not the problem in any, you know, mental health isn't what we should be talking about. Again, let's talk about just taking your shit and violating your rights. Jarnigi again for 5, thank you. Misanthropy is typical among teenagers from what I've seen. Yeah, well, there's a couple different things. I just did a video about it. I've talked about it before as well. There's a couple of elements of what's called adolescent egocentrism, which are, the main ones are, so adolescent egocentrism means that there's a preoccupation with the self. There's a loss of sense of empathy, and this occurs for a number of reasons, but it mostly is because teenagers come to form what are called personal fables, which is viewing themselves as the hero of their own story, sort of, believing themselves to be invulnerable or incapable of being taken down. You see this a lot, it's why teenagers engage in reckless behavior. There's also something called the imaginary audience effect, which is essentially that teenagers view themselves as the star of the show. These are just...
All right, I just had... Sorry to interrupt you. I just had something pretty interesting sent to me, and I'm going to read this out.
Yeah.
As soon as it decides to load. Oh, it's still not loaded. Nice. What? Why?
When am I going to have Chris Cantwell on your podcast? I like Chris Cantwell, but I don't have a podcast.
It's gone. Cool. Great. No, I still have it on my phone. In the last 2 days, an English teacher at Adams Central has been preparing students for a pre-act writing prompt. In the course of these discussions, students were to write a persuasive essay, including a counter-argument. The counter-argument necessary for a good persuasive essay requires... Wow, whoever wrote this is just fucking trash.
Okay, well, I've actually taught this class. I've taught a class on persuasive counter-argument and stuff, so...
Requires that we listen to and read about other people's opinions. Sometimes we can be introduced on the internet or by another person, which does not always mean it's factual. During this time, students were allowed to bring in outside material as examples and discussions of items of how fake news can be taken out of context. As part of the lesson, a student brought in a flyer about gun violence. The flyer depicted ways the Republican Party is supposedly similar to the Nazi Party. The flyer was posted in the classroom for similar students to apply critical analysis for an act rebuttal, meaning the students were to assess whether the message in the flyer was reliable or fake news.
Okay, so the teacher did not do it.
Nazi thing comes from.
Okay, cool. That's fine. It's a persuasive writing class.
Maybe I shouldn't have read out the school. Oh well, too late.
I don't think it's a problem. No, we've done what do you call it, exercises like that before. Yeah, that's not unusual.
Okay. This march is saying that HIPAA laws should be suspended and the U.S. government ought to keep your medical records. The public doesn't support that. Nobody supports that.
I don't know quite what that is talking about.
You want me to read it to you again? To do so, privacy laws should be amended. That a database of all guns sold in the United States ought to be paired with a database of the gun owner's mental health and physical capability.
I think what he's probably saying is that if you were actually found to be mentally unstable by a judge,
but the problem is the problem is this is a slippery slope, and I really hate slippery slope arguments. But you know who's going to get placed on this list first? It's going to be vets with PTSD, and who are people who are probably most likely to also own firearms, to be trained, obviously, in the usage of firearms, are vets. And what an absolute disservice to our country's veterans to say then, yeah, now that you've been fucked up by the incredible service that you have provided to our country, you now can't defend yourself. You are now stripped of a right because something happened to you in serving your country and providing a very valuable civil service.
I think for a lot of the dumb shit Peterson says, he makes a good point about PTSD, that being that what one of the biggest triggers is dealing with shit that the normal human isn't supposed to deal with. So I think that's a great point, and then telling those people you can't do that thing you fought to be able to do is kind of shitty.
Oh, it's beyond kind of shitty. It's absolutely, it's reprehensible.
It's a wee bit shitty. It's a teeny bit shitty.
I mean, and by the way, guys, this is already a thing. Like, if you've had significant mental health issues, there's already things that can make it more difficult for you to own firearms in this country.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, and I am a big supporter of HIPAA and a lot of things. Like, they can be very restrictive in terms of and also Title IX stuff in the academic stance, because, like, for example, with Title IX, we can't talk to parents, we can't, people try and ask us questions about students and things like that. You can't answer any questions. But right to privacy is one of the most important things, and these protections need to be in place. And the thing is, I think they were mostly put in place by the left in order to protect students, in order to protect people, and now they want to get rid of them? Alright. Whatever. Real quick, AJ for 5, thank you. They are going to do another anti-gun protest on 420. Hey! I fear of another possible shooting could easily take place there for these anti-gunners. I don't think anyone's going to shoot these people. Just look,
no.
You know what? Yeah, why don't we just ignore them? Just let them scream into the void.
If someone were to shoot them, it'd be one of their own.
Probably.
The law, as you know, that is already the law. If you're adjudicated mentally ill, it's on the form, it's in the FBI background check.
See?
I purchased guns and filled that out, so has everyone who's done it in this country. So that already exists. Look, I agree that there needs to be a stricter standard that keeps crazy people from getting guns. I totally agree. But to act as this march does, that if only we had the will to overcome the NRA, it's easy, we could fix it, is a lie. It's a total lie. This is complicated stuff.
Yeah, but if you take a look at, I've only taken a little bit of a look at their manifesto, but it lists like 10 or 15 different things that we ought to be doing. It's not just about one thing. And I think that's a fact. Look, there is no one legal change that's going to stop mass shootings from happening tomorrow, or that's going to stop 100 people from being killed at the barrel of a gun every day in this country. But there's a lot of things that we could be doing differently, and I think you have to concede what we're doing right now isn't working.
True, and I'm
I hate that hot sideways cocked head. Your fucking neck hurt, dude.
What?
And I'm just very concerned.
Well, look at his head when he turns back.
And the money from all these various billionaires.
He's like laying his head on his shoulder
better.
almost.
It's focused instead on taking the rights away of people who didn't do anything wrong, like me, and like all of Middle America.
When he starts talking, he gets more cocked.
And there's no emphasis at all on, for example, the 4 cops with guns who stood by while 17 people were murdered. Why are they never mentioned? I'm a little confused. Talk about a failure of authorities. Where are their names here?
Look, I've heard them talked about plenty.
No. The only people... You can't talk... You literally cannot talk about the cops... Fucking goddamn assholes. You cannot fucking talk... Sorry, I was actually talking about the motorcycles outside, but you can't talk about the cops because, hey, fucking Sinatra, what happens when you talk honestly about anything regarding the Parkland shooting? You might have some... You might have some experience with this.
About 4 channels worth.
Right?
Which is why I don't have super chats, which is why you should use Streamlabs.
You fucking shill. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, absolutely. This is I've heard plenty of people talk about them. No, you've heard Tucker Carlson talk about it, because he's one of the only people who has a big enough platform that's secure enough where he can talk about it. You think people on YouTube can talk about this shit? Fuck no. Volume on the video
YouTube,
low? Turn it up a little bit.
What?
Oh, someone said the volume's a little low. I'll turn it up a bit.
Part of YouTube's new policy is to restrict pro-Second Amendment content. And if you don't believe me,
it's in there. It's in there. Yeah, pull up the actual line. I know you've read it before, but like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's not a lie. It is actually part of their new code of conduct that you cannot have any. Well, you can't show someone the proper way. You can't even you can't do anything involving guns. You can't have anything that's pro-gun, right?
YouTube's policy on content featuring firearms. YouTube prohibits certain kind of content featuring firearms. Specifically, we don't allow content that intends to sell firearms or certain firearms accessories through direct sales, i.e. sales by private individuals. Links to sites that sell these items. These accessories may include, but not be limited to, accessories that enable a firearm to simulate fully automatic fire, convert a firearm to automatic fire, bump stocks, Gatling grips, auto sears, EX. High-capacity magazines or belts that carry more than 30 rounds. Provides instructions on manufacturing a firearm, ammunition, high-capacity magazines, homemade silencers or suppressors, so things like solvent traps, water filters, oil filters. How to build ARs, shit like that. Or certain types of firearm accessories such as those listed above. Those also include instructions on how to convert a firearm to automatic or simulated automatic firing capabilities. Shows user how to install any of the above mentioned accessories and modifications. These are now things that are not allowed by the policies on YouTube. I'm sharing the policy page right now on my end. So that's where YouTube's at as far as their policies towards firearms and firearm content. There goes Crowder, there goes Demolition Ranch, there goes Hickok 45. FPS Rushes probably should have been done a long time ago. But it's things like that just gone. We can't teach you how to make ammo. We can't teach you how to put together an AR. It's dumb fucking shit.
It was on Fox News.
Sorry, I'm done.
No, but it's a serious thing. So the NRA didn't shoot anybody. You probably don't like the NRA, but they're almost overwhelming law-abiding.
And as you can see in the corner right here, the 2 cops are running away from the shooting.
They didn't shoot a single person. These police officers, deputies stood by and allowed this murder to take place, and yet they're getting a complete pass. Why?
Look, I don't know whether they're getting a pass or not. That's up to the people of Florida, and I hope those people aren't police deputies anymore.
No. It's up to the people running the march to set the emphasis here. Something terrible just happened. There are a lot of lessons from it, and that lesson has been buried intentionally because it doesn't entail taking away the Second Amendment rights of the innocent.
Yeah, but
gun education is banned because if you ban the education, it won't get people to fucking learn how to be safe with it.
Pretty much.
I think what they're saying is these mass shootings keep happening. 100 people keep getting shot every day who shouldn't be shot and have the right to, life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. What we're doing right now isn't working. Here's a list of 10 or 15 things that we are going to advocate for that we think should make a difference. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of people out there on the mall tomorrow, many of whom aren't students, who have said things you disagree with, who think that what we do isn't working. Here are the things that we should be doing.
Do we, as people who seek to influence public policy, have an obligation to think through what we advocate for, to learn about it, to consult the reams of social science that has been conducted on this subject before we advocate for something? Or is it enough to say, I feel upset, do something?
No, look, I think there is nothing unusual and a lot of things that are right about students who had a horrible experience, who believe that we should be doing things differently, coming to Washington and leading a bunch of other like-minded people, like 70% of the public.
But why doesn't someone tell this kid you're not allowed to accuse people who disagree with you of advocating for murder? That's an awful thing to say.
Well, you're saying.
But why aren't you? You're the one. I mean, he's doing a dozen interviews a day, and nobody has the courage to say, son, I'm sorry, I know you're upset, but you're not allowed to accuse people of wanting to kill children unless you can prove it.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It's because the Tuck is based.
I hate this moral fucking bullshit where it's, if you disagree with me, you're a bad person. You don't know anything about me.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've seen a few people. One person on my chat said, or not on my chat, on my Twitter said, I was a right-wing SJW because I disagreed with David Hogg.
Right.
Now that just implies that everybody who agrees with him is a Democrat or a liberal. It's not how that works.
Yeah.
Look, I think he was mad at the governor of his state for not doing enough. And you know what? Governor Rick Scott didn't do enough. Although I have to say, I'm kind of a fan of Rick Scott because he never met a gun or an NRA extremist he didn't like. And even he...
Oh my God.
An NRA extremist. That's a new one.
He bucked the NRA because what they don't want us to do is so ridiculous.
Well, I think Rick Scott is a buffoon. That's my view. It doesn't make me, I do think that, but it doesn't make me any less appalled by the killing, and I hope that you and everyone else who seeks to reduce the power of the Second Amendment would at least acknowledge that I care as much about kids as anybody else does. Do you see what I'm saying?
Sure. Look, I absolutely believe that when Congress actually agrees to have a debate about this, they will go to their committees, they will go to the floor, and they will have a reasoned debate where they talk about the social science evidence about what...
I hope
so. Social science evidence.
I hope it won't be dismissed as NRA lobbying.
Right.
I think these are real questions. Like, we need to reach adult conclusions.
Agreed.
What's with the green filter? Sorry, I always put a green filter on my shit, guys. I always do that, just because I've been screwed. Now, Sinatra says he's never gotten dicked by... I don't think the Tuck would fuck with me, but, like, I don't trust anybody. We've watched a lot of stuff. CNN, and almost anybody will try to flag your channel if they just have a fucking hate boner for you.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, I know. I've gotten copyright strikes though, or they'll just. We were doing. I mean, like some of it, I get it. The reason I started doing it is because HB and I watched. This awful show called The State. It was this this British television show that was. It was pretty much just Islamic fundamentalist propaganda, and it was on TV, and you do definitely have to pay for it. And we were trying to watch it, live and. That makes it an issue. Sorry, I checked out for a second. I was trying to put like a thing up. Anyway, I'm gonna read my shit. Sorry, because I've missed it for a couple minutes. Sorry, guys.
Go.
Jimmy the Pirate school shootings are like plane crashes. I'm not sure about the metaphor or the meaning of that. Alec Ondusco, Sinatra, is that monetization or just outright ban? Probably talking about Streamlabs and Super Chats.
I don't have monetization on anything right now, really. My videos on my main channel don't make money. and that's the only channel I have super chats on. And all of my other channels haven't been approved for monetization, even though I've passed all the stuff, and they won't get approved. So I am 100% on Streamlabs and Patreon.
Right. Now your main channel gets streaming ability back
in a month. At the end of this month.
Okay. So that'll help. But yeah, that's.
I hope.
Well, that's one of the reasons.
But
why
I won't see that money for 2 months.
Right. It's one of the reasons why we've been simulcasting this stuff. Well, one, yeah, because. Sorry, dude. You keep getting so dicked.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And Sinatra's a good boy who didn't do nothing.
It's really a fucking. It's such a blow to motivation, like when you legitimately don't do like really offensive shit, and they just shut it down, and like they don't even give you a warning. The first step is 3 months to no streaming.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if everyone knows that shit. It's fucking insane. If you get a strike, so I talked about this. I talked about it the other day when someone asked me about why I hadn't streamed in so long, and it's hard for me because I like doing this with you because I have someone to bounce off of. Otherwise, it's me sitting in a room talking to myself, and then I'll just end up like spurging out. It's not. I need scripts, and I don't mind going on other people's streams. I don't mind doing this. This is fine. But I'm not entertaining by myself, guys. I'm just a weird turbo nerd, and I'll just start talking about Star Trek or something, or I'll get really like hyped up about a theory or some research. And then that's not entertaining to anybody. But, except for me, I'm entertained. Are you not entertained? No, only I am. Anyway, Merc, and a huge fat favorite to launch for me, 60k investments in guns and gears wasted. I don't think it's a wasted investment, Merc. Jarniggy for 2. If your channel goes south, check out BitChute. Yeah, I have it set up, I just haven't really done anything with it yet.
I upload to BitChute and Pornhub.
Yeah, of course you. What kind of content do you upload to Pornhub?
Just my regular ass videos. I upload them right to Pornhub.
I'm sure. Okay, sure. I buy that.
Go find my Pornhub. It's
pass.
It's Sinatra Says. Yes, you do.
All right. Jarniggy for 2 if your channel. Oh, right, you said that. Sorry. Alec Ondusco. Jagoff. Legally procured weapons are a minuscule minority of crime. Absolutely, that's completely correct. What are you dorks going to do about the illegal ones? What about
they're undocumented.
Yeah, just let that shit go. No, don't worry about those. Don't worry about those. The undocumented ones, we'll just let that shit go. We will have to come for the legal firearms and the law-abiding citizens. And then Alec also said you were talking about the firearms policy. Was that in regards to... Oh, that was in regard to Sinatra's ban. I think. Is that what he's talking about?
No, I never gotten hit for the firearms policy. What I've been hit with is the bullying and harassment. Because they say I bully CNN and I was too passionate about shit. Someone said put the link in the chat. There's the Streamlabs link.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They just shut it down every fucking time.
What do they do?
Harassment, bullying. Shut it the fuck down. And it's the most irritating shit ever because, like, even for a stream like this where we're just watching Tucker, how long did I set up earlier? It was like almost an hour and a half or 2 hours just to get the clips, set up the OBS and all this shit, get the simulcasting right. It's not fucking simple shit to do.
No,
and I'm not saying I'm doing backbreaking labor over here, but it's not super simple shit to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Streams are difficult for me because, again, I have to like be on the fly, and I really prefer to have kind of like the research and stuff. I'm fine on other people's channel. You know what I need though? I told you about this the other day, but I'm gonna describe it again. I really do believe completely in something called the Ballmer's Peak. If you don't know Steve Sweaty Balls Ballmer, he is one of the guys who was a major developer behind Windows, right?
Developers.
That wasn't Ballmer, was it?
Yeah, it was Ballmer.
That was Ballmer? Okay.
That was Ballmer.
Alright, so Steve Sweaty Balls Ballmer used to basically say that that everyone working at Microsoft was drunk, or at least a little bit intoxicated anytime they were coding, and that there was a peak at which, you know, so you guys understand what like a bell curve is, like a curvilinear relationship between variables. Curvilinear means it goes up and then it goes down. So the peak of the curve is the Balmer's peak, is when you're drunk enough to be really good at something, but you got to be very careful, because if you continue to drink, you end up becoming failure. On his stream the other day.
Yeah.
I was actually worried for him a little bit.
Yeah, failure was he was going
it was a little bit crazy.
He was having fun. God bless him.
It's fine sometimes, but I need to have like just the right amount of alcohol to be entertaining and not be too spurgy.
I feel like I can do it both ways. Like I'm pretty good at just going on the fly sober.
Oh, Alec on Dusko, you meant the new YouTube policy isn't monetization or all posting. You will get banned.
All posting.
Yeah, you cannot post anything related to showing people how to operate firearms, essentially.
Yeah, no, you
Which is
show the fuck out of you.
But also, what the fuck? How, like, this is an actual useful thing. This is a useful educational thing to show people how to, like, properly care for their firearms, for example. And now you can't do that? The purpose, one of the great purposes and uses of a website like YouTube is for autodidacts to be able to teach themselves things.
Yeah, that's how I learned how to do most things, is from YouTube.
Me too.
I'm not bullshitting.
No.
I've almost completely built my Smith & Wesson M&P Sport 2 from the base model just by watching YouTube videos. I put rails on it. I put a bunch of accessories on it. I put different shrouds on it, all from just watching YouTube videos.
I mean, that's kind of the point. It's why I made my channel, or at least it's been a major rationale behind it, was that, like, hey, I know a whole lot about social science stupid bullshit. Why don't I just put it online, and then other people don't have to pay to go to university to learn this bullshit. They have to pay a university thousands of dollars to take a class when I can just kind of, and then I can say fuck, you know?
It cuts out a lot of bullshit too.
It cuts out the bullshit. You know, we don't have to play around with the games. You have to take a test. This is learning at your own speed and your own, you know, do you want to watch my videos? You don't have to. And if you don't enjoy, I don't know, my voice, you don't enjoy something else, hey, guess what? There's someone else who probably uploaded some project from their undergrad or graduate level class about this topic. Maybe you'll find them more entertaining. I do think I do a good job at trying to maintain some level of entertainment when I'm going even with the pure ham social science shit. But that's my purpose, is to serve autodidacts and people who want to learn stuff. You know, whatever. Jimmy the Pirate dying in one is slim media attention. Oh, plane crashes? Yeah.
Corbin Thomas threw 2 to say, Tucker's the only reason I bother with Fox. He just makes more sense than all of the nutcases he invites onto his show. Hashtag all hail Blue Whale. Hashtag Aiden's Bay. Hashtag Milan.
All hail Blue Whale. Freight supremacy.
Curl in his butt.
Well, Facebook's entire business model is built on harvesting your personal information, and yet somehow Blue Check Twitter just learned this today and freaked out when they found out.
Blue Check Twitter. I like that.
Blue Check Twitter. It is a thing.
Analytica, a UK data firm hired by the Trump campaign, is mired in a scandal after a whistleblower claims the company misled Facebook users in order to collect their personal data. Well, that sounds very spooky, and was kind of spooky, actually. But weirdly, it wasn't that spooky 6 years ago. In 2012, the Obama administration found itself being congratulated by the media for how it gathered Facebook data in order to marshal votes. One Obama advisor says Facebook let them break the company's rules because, quote, they were on our side.
Huh. Imagine my show.
I want to be really clear about something. I recommend this book almost every time I have any opportunity to talk about it. If you guys ever want to read something that's fucking illuminating, there's a fantastic book by a guy called Drew Weston that's called The Political Brain. Read that book. He was a senior advisor on the second Obama administration campaign. He's a communication scholar. He went over this actually in particular. He covered this shit. He covered how this happened and the entire situation, how they were able to. And in their, by the way, in their context, they talk about how they used, or I guess you could say, abused social media in order to get out the message about Obama and how it was his charisma and the forward thinkingness of the campaign managers, these communication scholars who knew exactly what the fuck they were doing to take advantage of this. Now, all of a sudden, Trump is up a few years later, and it's now wrong for all of this to have happened. Huh, really?
You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say it here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for Saiyan children.
Oh, god damn it.
We need the future for Saiyan children.
Okay. Fucking
weeaboo. President of District Media Group, and she joins us tonight. So, Beverly, thanks for coming on. The core story here is shocking or no?
Not as shocking as liberals want it to sound.
Okay.
So we really have liberals going after this story saying there's something here, this is the Trump campaign who figured out a way to mine data that they shouldn't have. But what the Trump campaign did is exactly what the Obama campaign did, what the Hillary campaign did. What this is really about is Facebook, who was the poor actor. This was all before 2014, where Facebook, with the privacy policy we all sign up on,
yes.
Where we say, sure, you can have my data. That is all legal, but what they did at that point is they not only said to a third party, hey, with this app you can have the person's data who agreed to it, but they also took the data of their friends. That is where the issue is. It's the privacy not just of you, but also the privacy of those that you're connected with. That is the heart of this issue. What we find from
Wayward Lone in your chat has it perfectly. The Saiyans are nearly extinct and they tend to beat each other to death.
There's not enough genetic diversity. They literally are extinct, dude. There's not enough genetic diversity for any more pure Saiyans. It's ogre.
From campaigns, they're just using data that's out there. And when you even think about campaigns these days, people are on social media. This is where you need to have campaign ads. So it's not a data issue as far as the campaigns go. It's what Facebook did at that point in time when it comes to their privacy.
So Facebook also collects all kinds of data that you're not aware that it's collecting. For example, when you visit a store, Facebook knows that. Facebook can make assumptions about your network.
The author's name is Drew Weston, R-E-S-T-I-N.
It sells those data to companies, correct?
I believe. It's I-N or E-N.
Whether it's a Fitbit that you're putting information in, I use ways to navigate traffic. I think about that and whether or not what is going to be used with that data. So we willingly give it, and I actually think, especially when it comes to parents, when you have children who are giving their information to apps, giving their information to Facebook and other social media platforms, you have to realize all of that is available to companies to sell. I think where this comes down to is the free market solving it. You already had a movement called Delete Facebook. I think that's why Mark Zuckerberg even came out today.
Facebook stocks fucking...
Oh yeah, it's in the toilet.
Facebook stocks look like MySpace when they fucking started falling.
Well, pretty much. It became
son
over...
of a bitch.
What?
RD.
What?
www.
Oh, you have that shit on. Okay. Well, for everybody here in the Superior chat, what's happening is that Sinatra has text to speak on his thing, and sometimes it's just funny to spam W's.
Yeah, you spam W's. Ats are funny because it sounds like a machine gun fire.
Yeah, but here's the thing about W. This is what nobody like. Here's the thing. It's funnier to me because I mean, like I explained this, but like the word for to laugh in Japanese is warao or warate, right? It's active laughing, you know. So when you type W, it was Japanese short form for LOL because W is warao dabaru. So dabaru 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 dabaru, right? Would be like how you would type LOL.
Yeah, you did that the other day. Yeah,
I know. I said ara, but it was error.
Yeah, it's like error.
It did nothing like ara.
I'm not starting a chat war with your chat on numbers.
5 days after this scandal to talk
but my chat have the wrenches, so they can't come over here.
The free market is going to solve this. Their stock.
Your filthy wrench no state.
I have a fucking wrench no state over here.
$1,000,000. I think the free market is going to say, hey, I'm not going to use your platform if you're going to be selling my privacy in this way.
Well, finally, liberals are waking up to it. But I mean, more as a political matter, so Morning Joe has spent the last year and a half trying to figure out how Trump got elected.
Yeah.
and figure out there must have been something nefarious. It could not have nothing to do with the idea that his ideas were popular with Americans. Like, that's not even on the table. Do you think Cambridge Analytica will be a satisfactory answer for them? Are they going to say, you know, this is how it happened?
It won't be a true satisfactory answer, but I think they may want to use it. I mean, Hillary Clinton is still on the tour trying to figure out what happened. Well, here's the thing. This is not your answer either, but this is what liberals are trying to do to try to prove he is not the actual candidate. The impeach Trump camp is still moving on this, but this is really nothing because Facebook already changed their policies.
Yeah. Facebook is bad apart and aside from the Trump campaign. Okay, fair enough. Beverly, it's great to see you. Thank you.
Of course, it's a British research firm, and it's now being accorded the technical prowess of a Bond villain, according to the Washington Post, the New York Times, and all the other hyenas. Cambridge Analytica apparently is able to swing an election with some Facebook data and a few
you've watched more. Wow, you've been watching Arrested Development then. Shit.
But even if it's absurd, a small data company could have changed the 2016 presidential election. It doesn't.
We were on like season 1.
Couldn't do that.
I'm like.
I think that's season 3.
He's a senior research psychologist for the American Institute for Behavioral Research and Technology. He's looked into this carefully and has found some interesting potential facts about it. Dr. Epstein joins us tonight. Doctor, I don't want to make anybody, any of our viewers paranoid, but we talk a lot about the potential effect of big tech on how we live and on our democracy. You've looked into what Google and Facebook could do in an election. Tell us what you found.
Well, Tucker, I've been studying this very carefully.
Oh my God, I was not expecting that
voice. I know. I was like, whoa.
Sounds like Prince of Queens.
Actually,
I'm a man now.
Is he a man now?
I am a man now.
5 years with multiple randomized controlled experiments around the world for national elections. And I can tell you that we should be paranoid because what Google and Facebook can do is really mind-boggling. If, for example,
we have the state over here.
Mark Zuckerberg on election day last year, if he had
I want to point something out
that
some people might not know about, but there was an interesting study actually that was conducted by some social scientists back in 2011, if I recall correctly, where Facebook actively altered their algorithm, and this was under the use and guidance of some social scientists, I believe from Harvard, although I don't remember where they might have been out of. Where the fuck? What school would they have been out of? Penn? No, I know you don't know. This is a rhetorical question. I'm asking myself and trying to remember the research off the top of my head. But here's the thing: they intentionally selected. They randomly selected, excuse me, a sample population of the Facebook user base, and they intentionally altered the type of messages that the people saw on their Facebook feeds in order to manipulate and alter their emotional states. In other words, so you understand in an experiment we have different experimental groups. One experimental group had only saw sad things, only things about death, dying, or people saying like, "Oh, I feel down," just all these kinds of messages, and they used an algorithm in order to be able to determine what constituted a sad message. Other people only access to happy messages, and then they collected some data and said they looked at several other things, like what kinds of ads the people clicked on. They looked at the kinds of posts that the people made afterwards, and they found that there actually was a fairly significant effect on the moods of people after looking at their Facebook over a period of time. Now, the thing is, this was what's called a natural experiment in a way, but the problem is nobody knew that they were participants in the experiment. This is not the only time Facebook has done this. They also did this with, during, I believe, the Obama campaign. Some people got these I voted things, and some people didn't, where they I forget exactly how that one worked. I know this other one. But Facebook has been conducting experiments on people. I'm serious, has been conducting social science experiments on people for years without their express permission. The thing is that it technically gets considered under the TOS because you say okay to all this shit. Now, how many people read the TOS? Like, no one. They are conducting and have been conducting extensive experiments upon your psychology for over a decade. And even other social scientists who have benefited from the data that these experiments have produced and forwarded have been like, shouldn't we have told them? Because, any other time we do this kind of thing, it is part of our ethics program that exists across all institutions and all forms of research to get informed consent of the participant. All of these Facebook experiments have not had informed consent. The best that we have done is told them after the fact. So fuck Facebook, man. You want some fucked up... Did you not know this? Yeah, guys, did you not know that Facebook's been fucking experimenting on you for decades? For a decade, at least. Yeah, excuse me.
Far-right Yorkshireman. I put my Prawn Hub link in your chat, by the way.
Oh, good.
Far-right Yorkshireman says, here's how you deal with the Jews.
That's why you're giggling.
Says, warning, your system is about to crash. Please restart to fix the critical errors. Warning, your system is about to crash. Thank you for the $5 buccarinos from both of you.
The enter key early morning and just sent out a message to Hillary Clinton supporters only saying, go out and vote. A go out and vote reminder. That would have sent her an additional 450,000 voters that day with no one knowing that this had occurred. And that's just Facebook. What Google can do is really off the scale. Our experiments show that Google can take a 50-50 split among undecided voters and change it into a 90-10 split with no one knowing that they have been manipulated and without leaving a paper trail for authorities to follow.
How? How could Google do that?
Naka, you didn't send me a DM.
This is work that we're about to break. This is news that's about to break about our newest research, so I can't really go into detail. But it has to do with those search suggestions. Literally, from the very first character that you type into the search bar, you are being manipulated. And we've done 16 months of experiments. We have all the details now. We know exactly how this works. So they've got the search suggestions, which people are just oblivious to. And then, of course, the search...
Take Nucka's wrench so I can ban him.
Search results down below.
Please?
We know from our 5 years...
I'll take your wrench.
Did Pokemon go to the polls?
I'll fucking take your fucking wrench. The thing is also, too, what he's describing here is something called an artificial or created filter bubble effect. This is what I think Layman and I are going to do a stream this Thursday. We plan to, at least, as long as both of us are not dead by then. You never know. On filter bubbles and exactly what he's talking about here, which is the creation of an artificial filter bubble.
That should be interesting.
Work on search results that just by putting those in a certain order, which people really can't see, just by favoring one candidate over another in search results, that can easily produce shifts among undecided voters of 20% or more, up to 80% in some Democratic
We're not doing the
groups, again, with no one aware.
Naka, you should have seen the stream the other day. You would have been so proud how cancerous it was.
I've thought about this stuff a lot, and even I am shocked by this. By the way, our Congress is spending its time funding yak herding in Tibet. I mean, in 10 seconds, do you think the threat is profound enough to warrant intervention by lawmakers?
Do you think it is? I don't think so.
No, I don't think it's that bad, no.
The threat is absolutely, positively profound. If you could look at the numbers that I look at now every day, if any of our Congress people could look at these numbers, they would be stunned, and they would take action, I guarantee it.
Well, I hope that video of this conversation goes everywhere on Facebook and Google. Yes, Dr. Epstein, thank you. That was amazing. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tucker.
Yes, I did see that Trump called off the DACA deal.
If there's...
I thought that was a good call. Get that border wall fucking funded.
One lesson of this weekend's March for Our Lives, it's that ending violence in America is easy. So easy that even children know how to do it. All that stands between the broken, chaotic country we live in and the peaceful utopia of the future is a very small group of very evil people, mostly Republicans. As Parkland student David Hogg noted the other day, there are some, quote, sick effers out there who want to sell more guns, murder more children, and honestly, just get reelected. Well, on the stage on Saturday, his classmate Alex Wind agreed with this. Quote, if you take money from the NRA, Wind told the crowd, you have chosen death. So it's all pretty straightforward. If the NRA wasn't so blindly committed to killing children, if they didn't enjoy murder for its own sake, we wouldn't have school shootings in the first place. It's that simple. Speakers of the march told us that repeatedly, and the media dutifully amplified that message and formed a protective ring around the activists. As Politico reporter Ben White put it, quote, the sickening efforts to slime, undermine, defame, and dehumanize these young people betrays an enormous amount of fear. In other words, shut up, America. Don't ask questions. The kids know what they're doing. But do they know what they're doing? This weekend, Vox.com ran a story with this title: I've covered gun violence for years. The solutions aren't a big mystery.
I'm trying to get them to move together. I don't know how to do it. I have to ask Naka for this. Naka, how do you make everything move in the same... I'm trying to make the stream more dank. I can't do it.
Are you having fun over there?
Yes, hang on, sorry.
You have fun, I'll carry you.
You carry me.
German Lopez, whom Fox.com identified as, quote, a senior reporter. Lopez graduated with a journalism degree from the University of Cincinnati in 2012.
Oh no, two bad things.
I've covered gun violence for years, maybe an overstatement. Nevertheless, Lopez approached this subject with
3 bad things. Vox,
well, okay.
An article in Lopez.
Well, I mean, you know, okay, look, University of Cincinnati is, they're, like, my alma mater, for my undergrad, they're a big, rival. So.
Nuka said invite me, thought.
What am I gonna invite you for? What do you possibly have to add?
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, you're from Scotland. You're just gonna get fucking gulagged if you talk about guns.
Elliot Rogers hog. Oof.
Look, Naka, you have full control over the stream with Layman. You should have seen how dank it was the other day, though. It got really fucking sweet.
The self-confidence of an eminent research scientist wading in data. What America likely needs, Lopez concluded, is something more like Australia's mandatory buyback program.
Except it didn't work.
A gun confiscation.
It didn't work at all. He said he watches Tucker. All right, you can bring him on.
All right, you know, Naka, send him the link.
I don't have Discord downloaded.
Just send it to him on Twitter.
I don't have Twitter.
Oh my god. Okay, all right. I guess we can't invite you then.
Yeah, I don't have the Nux DMs.
What? I thought he DM'd you on Twitter the other day.
He DM'd me on Discord.
Oh shit! God damn it! Fucking now I have to do it.
Let Nuka in. I'll send him the fucking shit.
Yes, I'll send him the thing. Hang on.
Okay, we all gotta wait for fucking Nuka.
We gotta wait for the fucking Scott, of course. Actually, I have to go get a drink in a minute, but
kick Nuka.
invite him on and then kick him. I sent you the hangout link, Nux.
Hashtag free Nuka. Spooky Weeb Trash is in the wrong chat. Got the timer out.
Uh-oh.
If I see my people going over them,
I've seen a lot of your people over at your people. Wow, look at how he controls you. He's like a fucking he's an abusive man.
We have the Rencho state over.
Oh. Fuck. Jesus is so loud.
Nuka, how do I make the guns rotate in the same, like, in opposite directions at the same time?
Well, fucking... fucking flip the image.
I did.
And
then...
I need the...
Whenever you start up, switch to a different scene and switch back.
That's what I've been doing.
Then you're not doing it as well because you're a woman.
That's
I told you, Charlie.
Oh, now it's pretty good.
I told you my Pornhub was real.
Oh wait, I almost got it.
Oh. Yeah. I watch Tucker sometimes and whatnot.
Alright. Aiden, you have control of the My Circle.
Wait.
Nuka, the My Circle link is in the chat for you. I'm going to smoke a cigarette. I've been a good boy this whole time.
What the fuck is a My Circle link?
I'll send it to you. Oh, now he's gonna make fun of your accent. Haha. Here you go.
It's because he's basic bitch, Yankee Diddle Dante. That's what
he doesn't get thrown in jail for making the dank memes.
That's true. That's true. We don't get thrown in jail for making dank memes. But before we go forward,
gas the Jews, kill the Arabs.
God, great! You're gonna get another channel shut down.
Gas the Jews, kill the Arabs. 1488. You know, Nazbol gang for life.
Oh no!
Fuck.
Oh shit! Ghastly said, "Who's the Euro trash with the fucking audio?"
This is Nuka. Hang on, okay.
deal. Like fucking, you know, it's one thing being Eurotrash, but I could be Aiden who desperately wishes she was Eurotrash. Fucking less.
I'm going to smoke.
Okay.
Less than 1%.
I'm not. Listen, it's not the 1% face.
Bloodline.
I have a very strong fish bloodline. You're just fucking jealous. You can't swim. You can't swim across the ocean as easily as I can. Anyway, Nice Man Shot for $5 says looks like Tuck's turning into the Hulk. He looks like that a lot. Jarnigi again for 2. Thank you so much. I can't find Sinatra's Pornhub account. I mean, I don't know if you want to. I think he said he posted it. Super beautiful noise. There 5 Canadian buckaroos, I think, from a fellow autist. I'm gonna ask me, hey, me too. Here's some shekels. I gotta work. Walking dogs. Have fun. I think you left though, but still, thank you, man. Jet Lee for life, 5164 for 1488 says Hail Paladin. Thank you, and thanks for the 1488. Alec Ondusco for 10 says, Aiden, this turbo nerd has to go run some CNC mills to cut parts for machines that make all the silicon we're using possible. That's fucking awesome, man. Love ya. You're now my gold standard in women. Ree! Thank you.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm reading. I'm pounding through them super chats. 10 INTM for 5 says O'Reilly's departure might have been the best thing to happen to Fox because Tucker Carlson got to fill the void. Man, that guy can suffer fools well. I don't know if he actually does suffer them well. He kind of just laughs at them, but I agree that it's a good thing that fucking O'Reilly's gone.
No, man. See when fucking that freak neck giraffe boy.
Oh my god, that was so funny! Holy shit!
Have you done that yet? Or
no, we're watching current Tucker because Sinatra watches him pretty much every week. We're catching up on this week's Tucks.
The recent thing I saw was the video where he's talking about to one anti-gun dude that actually came on the show about David Hogg, where the crux of it is basically. Oh, these kids, they're kids, they experience something horrible, so we should let them speak. But when they say that anybody that's associated with the NRA is basically fucking kill, destroy the child, then fucking... And then it's like, no, we should let them do that. And because it fits your fucking narrative, you fucking ding-dong.
Pretty much.
Oh, Christ. No, I just took your word.
That's okay.
Fuck you.
That's okay. You're alright. I forgive you. It is my word, though. Those are my words. You're not allowed to use them, but you know what? I'll give you permission to use my words.
Jane here, put a Rika on the stream.
Right.
Put a Rika on stream for Laythor.
Okay.
And,
is Laythor here?
No, but still, in spirit. You know, like our one. I just said that because she was super pissed after the last stream.
Why was she pissed? What did you do?
I never put a Rika on the stream.
Well, that sounds like you fucked up.
No, I did. Well, whatever. It's fucking Easter, and so we had Easter Sunday,
right?
Where we just order like about 7 different curries. You know, in the spirit of Jesus.
In the spirit of Jesus.
That is how you celebrate Jesus.
Yep, and fucking, it was brilliant. Just the family just constantly shitting on Facebook and stuff like that. And also, as is custom, my mother, whenever we get the family together for this stuff, she always gives us an Easter egg. And she gave me this box that said Smarties on it.
Mm-hmm.
And inside was a chocolate egg in golden foil, but that's not the interesting thing. There was a chicken.
What?
And inside the chocolate chicken was a chocolate egg.
What?
And inside the chocolate egg... No, inside the chocolate egg, inside the chocolate chicken, was a fuck ton of Smarties. It fucking boggles the mind.
What?
Boggles the mind.
Confiscation scheme paired with a serious ban on specific firearms.
It blew me away. Blew me away because, you know, I just bit the head off this chocolate chicken.
Of course.
And then I was like, what the fuck is that inside there? And I'm like, oh fuck, there's a chocolate egg inside the chicken. And the chicken comes with a big chocolate egg.
Look at the Scotsman comes in and tells like the weirdest, most Scottish story ever.
Someone in my chat's calling him Discount Dank.
That's a running mean. I'm Discount Dankula. Even though he's my friend. Hopefully stream soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fucking, the art's nearly done, but...
The Rika's on the stream, by the way. You're fine now. Everything's okay.
Oh, good stuff.
all semi-automatic weapons. All semi-automatic weapons? There are more than 100
fucking Smarties inside a
in the
chocolate
United
egg
States right
inside a
now.
chocolate
And
chip.
the overwhelming majority of them are sitting in the
Fucking
office of law-abiding Americans.
We live in the
who've done
future.
nothing
It is the
wrong.
future. The future is now.
It's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, do you have a license to tell stories, Nuka?
What?
Do you have a license to tell that story?
No, mate,
right,
mate,
far right Yorkshireman says.
Mr. Oberwin said subtitles needed.
I live off the grid. Also, that gun on the right is bigger than the gun on the left.
Oh, let me fix it.
Have plans to do anything wrong.
I think actually both
how
guns on the
exactly
right
would
are
we
both
confiscate
bigger
all those
than the ones
guns?
on the left.
Somebody would have to go door to door to take them by force, arresting anyone who resists. In the name of ending gun violence,
You got a license
people
for
would
that
be shot to
chocolate
death.
chicken,
There's no
mate.
question about that. So who exactly is going to do it? Local police, the FBI,
You got
Delta
a license
Force?
for that
German
license.
Lopez of Vox.
That is the question. Who are you guys watching this? Are you guys?
Yeah,
just
no,
off
I'm
on
actually watching it. Yes, but go ahead. You might want to go back for a second.
Who would go do the door-to-door thing? That's what I want to know. Who the fuck?
Fucking spaz. That's who.
Oh fuck!
I could take. Never mind.
Oh, wait! Is that what you link me to? Do you have like some kind of group?
Yeah,
watching thingy?
you weren't listening to it. I
right.
sent it to. Oh my god, this whole time Nuka wasn't even fucking there.
I'm not familiar with the My Circle hang. This chicken changed my life. Fuck off.
Hang on. All right, now I need a fucking drink. You entertain Nuka now and watch Tucker. I'll be right back. This is my smoke break. Fucking it. Only be gone for like a second.
Yes, Sinatra, entertain me. Fucking go for it. Entertain
Go
me.
ahead and click on that link in the side chat of the Hangout.
Alright, cool. Yeah, that's it there. And Tucker's doing that face he does where his mouth is open and he's very concerned about things.
It's the Tuck face.
Volunteer for that job himself. Instead, he blamed the NRA for blocking the whole idea. Quote, the Supreme Court and U.S.
How do I get a wrench? All you have to do is type in my chat and you get a wrench.
And U.S. lawmakers, backed by the powerful gun lobby, particularly the NRA, widely agree that the Second Amendment does put barriers on how far restrictions can go. Wait, we've got news here. The Supreme Court, according to Vox, is also in the pocket of the NRA.
Oh,
is
wow.
there evidence?
That must be a hefty buy to pay for the fucking Supreme Court.
Which justices are taking gun money exactly? Or is Vox just throwing out that claim because all decent people who live in big cities already know the NRA is evil, so why get hung up on details? This is the problem with letting children write news stories. The articles tend to be dumb, and intentionally or not, they tend to be inaccurate and dishonest. Worst of all, they tend to reinforce the fantasy that complex problems have simple solutions, because that's what most children believe. In real life, nothing is simple. We don't really know why the incidence of school shootings has risen, even as the proportion of households with firearms has dropped. We ought to do our best to find out. The self-righteous kids screaming at you on television over the weekend aren't helping at all.
If a motherfucker wants to kill motherfuckers, then fucking it's gonna happen.
Look, I mean that's the obvious fucking answer. Again, you can make an extremely powerful bomb with a rice cooker that costs $15. So like, and it's not just that. I mean, like this is the problem obviously in Europe. I mean, how many trucks a piece have you had yet to learn that like banning guns doesn't solve fucking shit? You need another truck a piece to learn that lesson, huh?
Also, like, fucking, how many young black kids are fucking killing people, but nobody cares because they're not at school?
Well, yeah.
Even if they are at school, it's just considered gang violence.
Right. They just, it's just gang violence, doesn't matter. Piper Report, what are my degrees in? I have 3 undergraduate degrees in organizational communication, public relations, and psychology. I have a master's degree in communication. I'm a PhD student in communication studies with emphasis on media psychology and group communication.
Someone in my chat says, I like Discount Dankula. Does he have a YouTube channel?
Yes, he does. You can watch us play Pathfinder every Tuesday. It's Nuckalavi. Actually, it's Nuckalavi. It's L-A-V-E-E. N-U-C...
No.
Spell
it's
it.
Nuckalavi. N-U-C-K-E-L-A-V-E-E.
Can you try that again in English?
Nuckalavi. Well, it's not in English, is it?
It's not an English word.
The letters could be.
It's a folklore creature.
Jesus Christ! Like we gave you English so long ago, and you guys fucking you think
you didn't give us
we
fucking
own
English.
it. What did we do? We made it clear and concise.
Oh yeah, sure you did. Like fucking aluminum. Aluminum. It's
Look,
10.
you know you add an it's you're the ones who say fucking aluminium and add an extra letter to it for fuck's sake. Also, AJ, make the girls take their clothes off. Aiden, I have a lot of singles. I don't know, like the one girl's showing her panties, so I mean, it's pretty good.
Oh fuck! I just looked at the video, man. Eminem's really let himself go, hasn't he?
Oh,
what?
Shit. Hanging out outside too much. Let's see what Seaboon has to say.
An advocate of gun control, and she joins us tonight. Representative Thomas, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Naka doesn't know anything about
racism. What do you think would happen if we tried to confiscate so-called assault weapons from law-abiding Americans? How would people respond?
Bump stock.
Well, I think yes, it's about how people will respond. But let's look at what happened back in 1994 when we had a ban on assault rifles. When mass shootings went down by 43%.
Yeah, hang on, lady. I'd like you to explain to me the entire history of how gun violence has gone down and how it continued to go down after that ended. How about we talk about that, huh? Really percolates my penis.
Chats can spam Nuka's link. Let's bring it over to me.
Nuka's got a wrench, so you can spam his channel.
And didn't the overall death by gun, the homicide rate with firearms, remain unchanged?
I am.
Oh no, I mean you're right. You're totally right about the Columbine situation. But you know what? 43% does not account for all. I said 43% went down. And think about
no, but I don't. Just as a factual matter, the Clinton Justice Department was required by the law to study its effects, and so we have a conclusive answer to this question.
Thank you for showing the
death
stream
rate by
website.
firearms did not decline over that 10-year period. So statistically, no lives were saved. I mean, that's the conclusion of the DOJ. Doesn't that give you pause?
Bad time to have like 40
no, it doesn't give me pause. When I think about in 2004, when Congress lifted that ban and mass shootings went up by over 200%. So those are the numbers.
No. Yes, talk about the numbers. Look at the longitudinal data. Look at the longitudinal data. I can tell you right now that the average, I know this off the top of my head, the average, or excuse me, the number of murders attributed to gun violence in 1994 was 24,000. By 1999, it was 19,000. They've been going down significantly and steadily, longitudinally, in a downward trend over time. You can't just talk about 1 year directly after the ban was removed. Talk about the longitudinal data.
Well, it's the same thing what they do when they talk about Australia. They point to this one little bit where it went down, but not the rest of it.
Right, not the long-term trend. You have to look at the long-term fucking trends.
All right, far right Yorkshireman chillins Nuka's channel in the chat. So if you guys like Nuka, go sub to him.
Those are the numbers. Mass shootings went up. So yeah, you might be right about numbers, but when we talk about numbers, it went up. Those are the numbers.
Yeah, but the murder rate didn't move at all. But what do you think would so okay, those are the numbers. What do you think would happen if law enforcement, pushed by Democratic politicians, tried to take the guns from law-abiding Americans? What do you think the effect would be?
Well, you know, I'm not talking about taking guns from law-abiding citizens.
Yes, you are.
About a ban.
Look, I don't know if I want to go down.
No. Let her finish. Let's hear her point.
On assault rifles, we are not trying to promote a militia.
I thought assault rifles were already banned.
They are.
They are.
Then what the fuck is she talking about?
She doesn't know. She doesn't know shit. This bitch knows writing and dick, and that's it.
I was going to say, I live in Glasgow, and I fucking know that you guys ain't allowed to go about. By the way, M16. Fucked up, am I right?
Tiavar Kuroma said she's talking about mass shootings. The definition got changed. Yeah, that might be what she's talking about. They reduced it from 4 to 3 people to count as a mass shooting. However, one thing you should note about that is that in the mass shootings, they like to conveniently or inconveniently, based on a number of factors, not include gang violence in those mass shootings. When it's convenient to overinflate the numbers, they will use that definition of mass shootings as 3 or 4 people. However, there are other definitions of mass shootings that require it to not be involving gang violence, because that different thing. And just based on whatever narrative is trying to be sold is whether or not that is the definition of mass shootings being utilized. And yes, that is La Criatura de las Americas, says Duncan Brown. I don't know, she's just a brown lady.
Can I say something? Alright, what's worse? No fucking bitch.
What's worse? What's worse, a kilogram of feathers or a kilogram of steel?
Oh, fuck off. You've not watched Lemmy's show.
Yes, I have!
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have!
I've met him. I met him.
That's pretty cool, actually.
I was out jogging and he went and fucking he was going by on his bike and he stopped. I fucking spoke to him. Get fucked. Yeah, you're a fucking casual. Alright, so what's worse? Fucking one fucking person that decides that fucking, you know what, like everything shit and everything, like, I believe I know everything because I've been getting bullied and fucking I know everything about life. I'm gonna go fucking go out like a burning flame, kill a bunch of people at school and then kill myself, or just fucking let random fucking thug motherfucker that goes out, kills several people and then gets away with it.
Well, that's the argument I was going to start with is, and it's a really it's a strikeable argument, but it seems like a lot of the gun push, what it'll really just end up doing is disarming most of the white population.
Yeah, but fucking, is it going to do anything? Like, this control, is it going to do anything about these areas?
No.
Because the problem with America is obviously, and I imagine you've covered it probably already, it's just there's so many fucking guns in circulation.
Schmackle, yes, it does, because it's the legality of it.
You have so many fucking guns everywhere.
We have guns, we have a shit fucking ton of guns in this country, but the fact is that the majority of gun violence is incurred by non-legally owned weapons.
95% of it.
Thank you.
When was the last time an assault rifle or whatever was used for fucking a school shooting?
An assault weapon? Well, that's already like a weird definition, assault rifle, but like
assault rifle. Well, fucking a rifle that fucking one of those ones.
You're talking about semi-autos.
I don't think automatic. No, I think he means automatic.
Oh, okay. If you mean automatic, then yeah, never.
Yeah, I don't think an automatic is ever used.
So why the fuck did they want to ban them?
Because automatic rifles are already banned. They don't understand the most basic fucking definitions of what they're talking about. They're talking about semi-automatic guns, but semi-auto refers to pretty much everything but bolt-action rifles and pump shotguns.
How do you crack down? How do you ban something that's banned?
They're fucking retarded. They don't understand the most. I always bring this up because it's the perfect illustration of how stupid these people are. Is that video of the fucking Polygon writer crying while he's loading a VR fucking rifle. And he literally cried. He was literally crying, and he was putting, like, oh my god, him trying to fucking load the magazine was so incredibly embarrassing. And he was like, I don't know, one time somebody had a gun in our house, and I was super afraid. And it's like, you're sitting here with a fucking VR headset on, and I think he calls it, I don't think he called it a magazine, what did he call it?
I think he called it a clip.
He calls it a clip. It's like, you fucking
like, to be honest though, if I had a gun or whatever, I would like scratch my back with it and stuff. But mind you, I would do the same with a sword because I think it would be better at it.
Yeah, probably. The sword would probably be better at that.
By the way, guys, I fucking severed my spine because, you know, like, I was scratching my back with my katana.
That's actually gonna be how Layman dies.
Potato King. No one needs guns. Train the police better. Take away all of them, especially the handguns, and make possessing one illegal.
Well, handguns are responsible for far more crime and death than any other type of gun. But the problem is,
take away.
They're all like the ones that are responsible for this are all illegally owned and used in fucking gang shootings, which don't get included in the they get included in the statistics when it's convenient.
One thing I've noticed is, like, basically they whenever they talk about these school shootings as for regulation, they always talk about, think about the number of deaths via firearm in the year, and I'm like, yeah. So where do most of those deaths come from? Is it like the gang culture? and whatnot, where most of those deaths come from? Is that where most of it comes from?
You can't talk about that because it's racist. Andy N says, tell Sinatra, sorry I left his stream because the screen on yours is better. It's true. Mine is way more dank. Far Right Yorkshireman. Far Right Yorkshireman for £2 says, guns aren't the problem, it's blacks. I believe that's what we're describing. Let's see. Oh, shoot. There's a whole bungle. Hang on. Potato King says, no one needs guns. Oh, you said this is on my stream. Wait, take away all of them, especially the handguns, make possessing one illegal. Yeah, we just mentioned that. Thank you, Potato King. Henry Clay, guns are like witches in Salem. The less there are, the wider the term gets. Pretty much. I mean, this is the whole fucking thing, is that they keep trying to... Well, okay, already they use the term assault weapon, when what they're talking about is semi-autos, and again, when you look at what's included, what is a semi-automatic weapon, it is everything but muskets and pump shotguns, pretty much.
Oh, mate, fucking, look, if I move to America, man, I'm getting an Uzi. I'm keeping that shit close. Like, fucking, the postman makes too much noise and I'm gonna be up there like,
Yep, this is why you're not allowed. Duncan Brown for 5 says, legally owned automatic weapons have been used in 2 crimes. Oh, thank you for this information. Since the NFA was passed in 1934, both were by police officer. Also repealed the NFA. Thank you for the $5 and for the information. So there you go, Naka. Absolutely 2 crimes since 1934 with automatic rifles, what you would call assault weapons. Assault style. Oh, that's what they do. They say assault style weapon. What the fuck does that mean?
And done by the police. No
that means the fucking furniture looks spooky to me.
Brap! I just like going brap.
Did Sinatra leave? Did he die? I think he died. Look what you did.
Muted, sorry.
Why'd you mute yourself?
Because I was talking to my chat real quick.
Oh.
Brap.
Wow.
Assault rifles. Yes,
okay,
protect the citizens. Protect your Second Amendment rights, but not assault rifles.
I mean, I don't want to argue with you, but here's the legislation that you supported in Georgia. The last assault weapons ban Democrats in your state push, and I'm quoting from the legislation right here. The Georgia
yeah, she's leaning real hard right there.
Shall seize and take possession of any assault weapon, large capacity magazine, armor piercer bullet, or incendiary 50 caliber bullet.
Why do you cunts need armor piercing bullets?
To pierce armor.
To pierce armor against a fucking tyrannical state. Yeah, you need armor piercing bullets. Hollow point. I don't care what you should be able to own any of this shit. The government owns it.
Alright, well, I suppose, but like, I know it's the point is like but you're just gonna be trouble. You ain't taking on the state when they go full fucking nightmare.
That's what
but the whole point is it's to disincentivize the government from becoming tyrannical because they would have to start an outright war with their citizens. And, I mean, not only does it mean that we are talking about a different situation than 1776, but at this point in time now, if the U.S. government decided to start a war with citizens to take their guns, to attack them forcefully, that is an international fucking shit show. Every other country on the planet will go, holy fuck you, your government is fascistic, your government is totalitarian for killing their people like this. This is the fucking reason for us to be able to have pretty much anything, and I'm not even going full ANCAP and saying we need, recreational Tomahawk missiles, but what the fuck, the government has them.
I want recreational
I do too, but I can't, I don't know. I'm not completely sold on whether or not it's a good thing, but if you can afford one,
drive around in a mail truck like they did in fucking.
If you can afford a recreational Tomahawk missile, I think you should be allowed to own one. Yeah, all right.
I want to drive around in a fucking mail truck like they did in Don't Be a Menace, and when someone pops off, you open up the back like, dude, have a problem.
They did that in Bulgaria. The guy in Bulgaria who's the migrant hunter who runs around in a tank and a helicopter and fucking rounds them up. And Malcolm from the North, thank you for the $7 Canadian dollar dues. Aiden, it's pronounced can culture, we was and all that. Yeah, I did. Thank you for the elaboration.
If the government wasn't shitty, then I'd be okay with them getting rid of
the government's always shitty. The government is always shitty.
No. I see the argument.
Fuck the government. Taxation is theft. Abolish this.
Yeah, we're just getting them in case we need to shoot cops.
All right,
let's finish this up and then do the really obnoxious, horrible things we have since Nuka's here.
Okay, yeah. Then after that, I'm gonna encourage everyone to go over to Gulf City Gaming.
Oh, right. Yep.
Possession of. That's not voluntary. That's mandatory. So you've got hundreds of thousands of people in your state.
So since we're winding things down, I'm gonna shill again. Since we're winding things down, go if you want support Aiden's through Super Chats or Streamlabs. Over here, I only have Streamlabs if you want to throw some shit that way.
In your state who own weapons that you say are assault weapons. Are you worried that someone might get killed if law enforcement comes, you've done nothing wrong, and say we're taking your gun away whether you like it or not? What do you think would happen? I mean, it's worth thinking that through since you're supporting a law that would call for it, don't you think?
You know, what I'm worried about is when the Constitution was made and when the Second Amendment was made.
Oh, this argument.
It stated that, of course, the Second Amendment. But let's talk about when it was made. That was when assault rifles, you had to take
actually
to reload.
No. There were early Gatling guns at that time, you dumb bitch.
Several minutes to reload. Do I need to try this again? Hold on. I still have it out on my bed. All right.
Is this an American plane with his gun on stream like you all do?
One.
Yep.
2. 3. 4.
You Yanks are so quick to just grab your guns and start playing with them on streams.
No, it's look how quick that is to reload a fucking 10-round mag.
To be fair, like your use of it has been the best. But Merc, fucking Merc, you fucking.
Merc's definitely in the chat too. Merc is always like 1 second away from grabbing a gun and just pulling it and being like, "Check this shit."
Merc Captain Gun Masturbation.
And now it's for several seconds. So let's review that law.
Several seconds.
But let's review that law again.
Okay, but you keep dodging my question, and most people do, but I think it's important because we're getting to a point where actual legislation has been sponsored and will be again, saying that the government needs to take people's weapons by force. And if you really care about preventing deaths, I wonder if you're concerned even a little bit that there might be a violent reaction to that. Is that a crazy thing to suggest?
You know what? It's not a crazy thing, Tucker. You're totally correct. By force is not what we want to do.
That's what the law says. Hold on, that's the law that you supported.
I live in Georgia, and in Georgia we are a red state. I'm not about taking anything by force. I'm not about.
Then why did you support a law that says that the state shall seize and take possession of these guns?
What I support is saving lives, and what saving lives is based on
I'm such a fucking pillar of morality. I'm about saving. No, you're not.
So say for instance the government passes that shit, and then they go to all the legal owners of these guns that clearly haven't had any problem since then because they'd be dead or arrested at this point. Then all you have is all the illegal shit that they can't find. You know, the stuff used by bad people. Fuck that,
dude! They've got this. I mean, I don't know. My understanding of how British people own guns is based pretty much predominantly on Edgar Wright films, but
in that one scene from fucking
Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, yeah.
No! I've done that shit. I've went out and fucking met those people in fucking.
But there's people in the fucking country who've got armories essentially, yeah. Probably. You're not saying anything? Alright, so that's a yes.
They are stating that we need to put a ban on assault rifles.
Okay, I understand. I mean, I think we both agree. We're both against killing, of course.
Someone said take her EBT
card.
She'd starve to death. Well, not anytime soon, but eventually.
The overwhelming majority of gun deaths in this country are caused by handguns, not by so-called assault rifles. It's a tiny percentage. So why are we banning the gun that causes a small percentage of killings, but leaving the guns that cause the majority legal? Why does that make sense?
You may, and I understand what you're saying, you may say that it's a small percentage, but when it's your brother, when it's your sister...
Oh, fuck emotion.
Fuck your emotional argument.
Fuck
Alright, no, come on, fuck. Like, with a handgun, I can just go about with it. And fucking, I could kill so many cunts.
But it's also about being concealed. You can't fucking conceal
Why are they cracking down on the better weapons that you can fucking actually use?
Because
if the government does go fucking mental.
Because the left wants to fucking take over. They want to abolish the Second Amendment so they can do the exact shit for which it was put in place to protect us from tyrannical government.
Look, Aiden, you should go back to fucking Atlantis with your Welsh people and fucking talk to Aquaman and try and get him to wage war. Like, you know, they're going too far.
I don't know. I don't know if it's Aquaman. Actually, I don't know what universe this is. I don't know if we're in Earth 616 or if we're on Earth 1. So I'm not sure if if it's Aquaman or is it oh my god, what's wrong with my brain? Namor. Are we Aquaman or Namor? I'm not actually. You know what? I think Namor is more likely to be Welsh.
Not a small percentage.
But what about the brothers and sisters?
By an assault rifle is not a small percentage. And when it comes to
it is a very small percentage. You don't have any idea.
With me. I'm not in any way downplaying the significance of anyone. No, hold on. I'm not downplaying the significance of anyone's death. Of course, I'm as concerned as you are. I'm just wondering why, since assault rifles, relatively speaking, cause few deaths, handguns cause the overwhelming majority of deaths. Why are
I believe it's like 1,000 times as much. Uh-oh, they're coming for me now. God damn it!
So much about gun violence.
6,000 6,000 with handguns versus 300 with assault rifles in 2016?
Because guns don't cause killings. People have a gun as a tool. Fewer American households have guns than they did 40 years ago, and yet the incidence of mass shootings is
So why can we not put a ban on assault rifles? That's the question.
We have a ban on assault rifles!
You have a ban on everything. You're not even allowed to own a knife. You got a license for that butter knife, man?
Because you have over 100 million semi-automatic weapons in the United States right now. What do you do with those? Do you go to people's homes and take them? That's a real question.
If people want to have assault rifles, join the military.
What the fuck? What the fuck? And then, as you mentioned before, oh, that's cool, you go join the military, you get to shoot your pew-pew, and then you get fucking PTSD, you come back and you don't have the same fucking right to own the goddamn pew to protect your own fucking rights that you fought for.
I don't know if I can finish this one.
I'm done. I'm gonna read...
Close.
Okay.
We're so close.
Look, that is why I'm not a child, okay?
I'm an adult.
Defend our country, not to shoot our kids in America. That is what is happening. That is what happened at Parkland.
Wait, pause it.
Pause that little neck hole.
Fucking, we have assault rifles to defend our country. Wasn't that what the Second Amendment was about?
Yeah. Well, pretty much.
To defend our country, defend our country.
They cut her off.
Yep. She was too much even for the tuck. I got a lot of super chats.
Not to defend our country, fucking, but to defend the people we
have
want
2
to
more
defend.
videos.
We have 2 more videos. I'm gonna pound.
Damn it!
What did you do now?
Playback has been disabled by the video owner.
By who? What? Oh god, you're so charming. Wait, no.
I guess we can't watch those ones.
Which one was it? What was deleted? No, don't.
The
Just don't.
Bridge.
Just don't do it on my circle. How else are we gonna do it? Someone else has uploaded. I guarantee it. Go look for it. While you look for that, I'm gonna read off. I'm gonna pound through these super chats if you don't mind. Terry Coyle for $2 Canadian. Oh wait, you said David Hogg. David Hogg's The Limelight wasn't even there. All right, I'm also gonna mute Sinatra because he's a faggot. All right, so. Oh wait, no, but if I mute him, I'll mute you.
Why will you mute me?
Because the way I have it set is running through my desktop audio. So, hang on. Oh, actually, I know what I can do. Hang on. I will switch this to not. No.
If it's set to your desktop audio, then just mute him.
Oh, okay. Oh, he muted himself. Okay, never mind. That worked. All right. Okay. All right. Right. Let me pound through these super chats. Fuck yeah. All right. We did these. Let's see. Thank you guys as always. I really appreciate it. Crucial Buddy for 2 says recreational nukes now. Fuck yeah. Hey man, nice shot for 10. Thank you. I want a recreational AC-130. Isn't that what's an AC-130? Is that a plane? I had to look up one thing. I didn't know what it was.
Join the military to fight for Israel.
Fuck off. Hang on. I'm not.
By the way, I joined your stream. I get 15%. Fuck you.
Okay, I'll pay you. Nucka, I'm gonna pay you in fixing your window. Far right Yorkshireman for £5.
You're cold.
I know, but it's gonna be not cold time soon, and then it'll be. Well, actually, I don't know. Will be a problem in the summer. Anyway, Far Right Yorkshireman, thank you for £5, says, one of my friends said that bolt-action rifles can be classified as assault rifles. I think he's retarded. Yeah, you might want to get him...
exactly who you're talking about, too.
You might want to get him checked. Hu Feng Poo, hey man, what's up? For $2 says, do you think Matt will learn who or who not to debate? No, because Matt won't debate anyone. I offered him to come onto the Kumite to debate me on his stupid shit. Also, so did Hard Bastard. He will not... No, for me, he outright said, you're a nobody and I won't talk to you, which is weird that now he's tweeting about me.
It's weird you have like 15,000 mundane Matts watching your stream.
There's 700 people watching right now.
That's like 35 mundane Matts.
I mean, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you guys stuck around for so long. I don't know, like, I don't stream often, like I said, because I'm kind of awkward, but if there's somebody else here, it's easier.
I've been trying to make her stream.
Mitch was telling me about this. You're fighting with Mundane Matt or something?
Oh, okay. We went over it earlier in the stream, but I'll do the quick recap. A month ago. All right. Here's the quick bog pill on it. The quick rundown. A month ago, I was on a stream with V, and V asked me to come on, mate. And he said because he was supporting what's his name? Vanderfoot for talking some shit about autistic people and saying they had Down syndrome, or there is the same thing as Down syndrome, whatever. I got pissed, and I was like, all right. And he invited me on at 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning or some shit. It's the night before I was supposed to go to CPAC, so like I got actual shit to do because I have to get up and get in a car and drive to DC to go to fucking CPAC with my press credentials. But anyway, yeah, I'm totally super. I was so hype about that. I am sorry. I was just so hyped to be press. Because I'm totally not press material. I didn't look like it either. But so we talked for a bit, and then right before I was about to leave, Matt got on. Now I have always had a beef with Matt, not that I've ever expressed, but I've always found it really disgusting that he outright insulted people. He called them like horrible people and said they were all conspiracy theorists and just talked mad shit about anyone who even was like curious about Pizzagate. Now I didn't believe in Pizzagate. I was just like, some of this shit's kind of weird and sketchy. And then when the Steele dossier came out, he went, we should listen and believe BuzzFeed and not ask questions because it's anti-Trump, I guess. And I thought, wow, that's hypocritical as fuck. So I asked him on the stream to explain his hypocrisy, particularly now that Christopher Steele has been denounced by a ton of people, including the FBI, as a non-credible actor, why the dossier has been pretty much proven to be mostly shit. The things that they can corroborate about it are things that are like general knowledge about this thing that's public information happened at this time. It was a meeting or something. None of the weird shit in the Steele dossier has been corroborated by anyone. And now we even know from McCabe's testimony that it's pretty much bullshit. That the whole thing is crap. And he knew this at the time he was talking to me, and I was talking about McCabe's testimony. And he outright said, no, Steele's a credible actor, the Steele dossier is still credible, and he clearly had no clue what the fuck he was talking about. And I said, well, listen, Matt, also he pulled this thing where I said I was going to ask him one question and then leave, and as soon as I started to ask it, he said, I gotta go take care of my baby. And I was like, it's gonna be one question, and then I'm gonna go. And then, by the way, he stayed on that stream with V for 2 hours after I left. So, he had to go, like, weirdly take care of his baby, but then as soon as I left, he didn't have to anymore. I don't know how that works.
Is Matt a big Trump hater?
I guess he does. I don't know. But the thing is, like, I don't care if he hates or likes Trump. I don't give a fuck. The point is, you need to be consistent. You can't be like, hey, look...
No, I'm just asking, like, fucking, like, typically people that dislike Trump and stuff like that, fucking, you know, like obviously, well, it's about biases, isn't it?
I mean, it is about bias, but I don't really care. I mean, my point is, I may have voted for Trump and I like Trump, but I have lots of issues with him. I was talking about that earlier. But you have to be consistent with your stance on things. You can't be like, hey, this is an unsupported, fact-checked document, or this is all this shit that's just hearsay. And by the way, there is more behind Pizzagate, at least in terms of we know those emails were real. We actually have the emails with, like, the handkerchief with a map that has pizza on it or whatever, or that looks pizza related. That's a really, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know, and it's all sketchy and weird. But you can't say one thing is 100% real, and we shouldn't ask questions about it, and we should just listen and believe, even though it's just as sketchy and weird and has just as much actual evidence related to something else. And you can't say anyone who looks into this thing is a bad person, is a psychopath, which is essentially what he said. I don't know, I'm not quoting him directly. He basically, but if you go back and look at it, I made a video on it months, like over a year ago. You go back and look at that video and see what shit he said. He talked mad trash about people who were just looking into Pizzagate. And I asked him to explain himself. And I said, hang on, well, it's 6:30 in the morning here. I gotta be in a car to go to DC for CPAC in like an hour. So, or I actually it was probably like 3 hours. So I'm gonna sleep because I haven't slept yet. So I need to get some fucking sleep. But Matt, if you would like to continue this discussion on the Kumite or in a public place, I would be more than happy. And he responded to me by saying, "You're a nobody. I don't know who you are, and I wouldn't do that." Now,
nice.
Now a month later, I wake up today and see that he tweeted out some video of mine and says, a video about journalism or about media ethics from a person who 100% believes Pizzagate is real. And I said, I've never said I thought Pizzagate was real. So you're lying. And by the way, he didn't at me in it. He just posted a video of mine and talked shit.
Yeah, Sargon did do a fucking great video on the Pizzagate.
It doesn't matter if you believe it's real or not. I don't care. My issue was that he said it was like wrong to be interested in it.
No. Fucking, I've never fucking enjoyed Matt, even back in the fucking days.
It was interesting as fuck.
Remember, guys, Anita was talking to him.
I know, he's a big deal, right?
No,
he's the most red-pilled motherfucker on the internet.
So boring. It was always boring. It's just like, Matt, why you try to get involved in anything? You're like fucking a bland news channel.
Well, I used to listen before HB started his shit. I used to listen to Matt. I mean, HB's far more entertaining and does the same thing and better in every way. Like, just about being a good newsman, essentially, and actually reporting on the news and not just making shit up. Because this guy, like, for real, he didn't even watch the video. My video that he, like, posted and talked shit about was not about media ethics. It was about cultivation theory and mean world syndrome. So he didn't watch my video, lied about me, and then... And it's like, he must have... the only way I can imagine this happened is he was sitting around stewing on the fact that I called him out and embarrassed him in the public space a month ago. And he's been sitting there ruminating on it. I hear
Scrumpshot was shitting on Matt.
I mean, everyone's shitting on him. He has made himself look super retarded now.
I like Scrump. Me and Scrump talk sometimes. He's a good guy.
Anyway, I'm gonna finish up. Let's start a GoFundMe. Thank you, Andy M, for $5. Start a GoFundMe for Aiden and Sinatra's Tomahawk missiles. That would be awesome. Patchouli for 2 says 2 shekels for the Recreational McNuke Fund. Oh my god, it's a thing now. That Lolicon, thank you for 15, says donating to your Recreational Tomahawk Missile Fund. Jorgamund 07 says private citizens owned cannons and armories in 1776. I looked this up.
Commence again!
It will commence again soon. Rob Arthur 2 says puckle gun. I actually googled this when you sent it. I saw it earlier. In 1718, argument invalid. It's considered the first machine gun. So yeah, there were machine guns considerably before 1776. Vegader, V-G-E...
Vegader.
Vegader, is that how you pronounce it? You know him. It says printing press were much less efficient in 1776, so there should be laws against fully automatic assault presses. Under this, yeah, that would make sense. AJ for 2, Sinatra, will you take off your hat? Well.
Also, what's it called? Fucking, I saw somebody making a comment, saying that Matt was doing something that fucking the liberalists do and whatnot. Does Mundane Matt say he's a liberalist?
I don't think so.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I've never heard him being a fucking liberalist. Like, I'm a liberal. I've been drinking. It's Easter Sunday, fuck off. But fucking, I'm a liberalist, and I don't do that sort of shit. I don't think V does that sort of shit. I don't think Sargon does that sort of shit. You know? Fucking ridiculous.
Oh, he just now said to me, you as hell implied on V's stream you thought it was real, and given how mad you got at me for claiming it wasn't real, sure backed up my original thoughts. My original thoughts. You denied it now doesn't change my mind. That's cool.
He just replied to my tweet too.
He's such a fucking pathetic piece of shit.
Is that what Hard Bastard is? Does he do a kind of mundane Matt talking about current event things, but actually has some?
He reads the news. You've never watched HB's shit?
Only when I watched them with you, and I was like, "Whoa, man, he looks like a baby in a mustache."
You're so rude.
He's got a strange face. What am I meant to say?
Oh my god, you're so mean.
Monday Matt looks like a fucking sneeze.
I don't think he's a bad guy. No, well, Monday Matt just, even his appearance is just bland, overweight.
He replied to me, he's like, "Mike, you want Sinatra? She won't fuck you." I responded, "Go suck that candid dick for $300." Like, are you sure you don't want to blame my ego? Like
Oh my god!
Gilroy was bad.
Oh,
you should have responded with "Turn off that pesky cock block."
Oh shit! I'm saying that.
Oh my god!
I'm saying that right the fuck now.
By the way, just for example, I don't know what I can say. How much has been said?
What?
Fucking mundane fat in the comments. Come at me, knocker. I'll take you.
Oh my god, I'm fucking dying.
I'll take your bland
fucking
overweight
I'm about to fucking. Oh my god.
I'll take over your shilling and how fucking safe and shit you are, and the time you're actually doing something interesting. You're being a fucking spang. Fucking. I'll take on fucking Hard Bastard's weird baby face with his facial hair. I'll take you all on. Fuck you.
Oh, I'm having a giggle. Oh shit.
Man, I have so much fucking hair, man. It's really nice. I've just been playing with it all day, man. It's fucking great.
I said, "Are you sure you don't want to blame my ego like you said about everyone who said Kilroy was trash?" Go suck that candid dick for $300, you needy fuck.
When is Kilroy due to happen?
Like
it's in a few days.
It's like really soon. Oh my god, I'm fucking dying. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Jesus.
Hopefully it'll give Jim something to talk about when his pet project with the blood.
He needs to. He really should just end with Matt.
Imploding in and itself.
I know. Oh my god. Okay.
I need to
as I said it would.
Holy shit.
I need to start seeing screen caps of him crying. And just like
crying over his YouTube.
Cyber bullies Monday.
I'm so sorry.
Monday Matt started crying.
He was crying
when he got the fucking
silver
sub award.
The fucking play button.
Chris Bunny throws one. Matt looks like a thumb with a beard cut out to create the appearance of a jawline.
Pizzagate.
I'm sorry, I gotta get through this. All right, Andy M, thank you. Who is this woman? He's talking about that fat black lady. She seems like she will shoot a kid over a burger, I'm sure. And did you see that really funny thing that Ian Miles Chong posted the other day where it was like these two like morbidly obese, multi-culty hair-looking bitches, and it said that they had 400 personalities between them that would sometimes, because they both had personalities of children, sometimes would cause them to not be able to eat for a day because they would revert into their child personas and wouldn't know how to make food. And I said I would much more readily believe that they have 400 personalities than that either one of them has ever gone a day without eating.
AP responded, slap!
Little Niva doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about right now.
I don't know what's happening with Kilroy, but it's apparently... all I know about Kilroy is, for what I saw of it, is it seemed like a joke, and the woman running it has a great pair of tits. That's all I know.
You know what? That's true. That's true. She does have a great pair of tits.
No, they're awful flapjack, gross 8-kid tits. She's got.
Fuck off! I've seen pictures. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if the ones like when I was 11, my dad told me the story.
When you were living? Oh no!
11.
Oh, I thought you said living, as in like Mark Zuckerberg. I was human once.
No, fucking. And he was talking about how when I was younger and I was drinking a beer, and fucking he was sitting talking to me about how he's like, one time I met this gorgeous bird and she was the most stunning thing I've ever seen, and her tits were fucking massive. And so we went back to my place and like fucking we were in the bedroom, we had the lights off and I was fooling about and I wanted to I was behind her and I was cuddling her and kissing her neck and I wanted to foot her and grab those tits. But after she had taken the bra off, what had actually happened is she had her tits like rolled up into the bra and they had just gone doodly. I was like, oh!
It's like one of those old shitty shades if you pull it down too far. It's exactly what it is.
People fucking say to me, like, Nugget, why do you have a clothing fetish? And I'm like, because naked people are fucking disgusting. Keep clothes on, keep outfits on, they're sexy.
No. If you got a good woman and she's naked, she can look like a delicious 4-course dinner. Just
fucking men.
Oh man, I had the perfect joke there, but I don't know how much I can say.
Let me pound through the rest of these super chats.
Pound through some super chats.
There's only two. I think there's only two more. But no, wait, there's more than that. Okay, hang on. Marsupio Gamer for 5. Hey, thanks. I would say, quote, I will agree to ban assault rifles if you agree to ban the New York Times. If we're suspending amendment, it's mine not the first as well.
Ban the super predators.
We kind of talked about that earlier. November Mind, I will give you some felonious assault. Thank you. Be quiet, Naka.
No, Aiden, later on I'm going to tell you the jokes I was thinking about if I recall them, and you are going to love and hate me at this.
How racist are they?
We're shutting it down in 2 seconds.
Hang on. Okay, apparently we can't watch other things. All right, so let me finish these. All right, Daphnut Aname says, you can own a tank as a civilian in the USA. That's fucking awesome. I didn't know that. I thought you had to, like...
Well, I got a new Streamlabs donation.
I know you can rent them in Vegas, and if we go to Vegas in August... Are we doing that, Sinatra?
I want to.
We might go to Vegas in August when Andy and those guys are out there. I don't know. Hooflin Poo for 2 again. Hey, thanks, dude. Jarbo the Hutt defended the pedophile. He sure did. And hey, thanks for the deuce. Yes, and he did do that.
Oh, I forgot about that. He defended a rapist too.
Yep. I mean, I don't necessarily mind bringing up like some of that shit. I don't know how. I just don't think he researches shit. This is why he doesn't know anything he's talking about.
No, he does. He doesn't know. Matt recites the news. He doesn't like talk about it. He reads it.
Right, which is the difference between, and it's why I started watching HB's content, because like HB was like actually he would like read the article and then give his like legitimate take on it, and not just be like, here is exactly what the New York Times said, verbatim. So, exactly. November Mind, my dick is my baby and I have to take care of him. Well, take care of your dick then.
What, didn't you guys say there was 2 videos left? One of them didn't work.
We can't watch them.
Did you find them mirror?
They won't work in the My Circle.
That's really gay. No. James Dietrich, they won't work in. Oh, we've been going on for it's almost 3 hours.
Well, 3 hours now.
James Dietrich, what's there to doubt about the dossier? It was certified by a British spy for hire who bought it secondhand from guys who said the info was from Russia. Actually, James, it's even worse than that. Did he buy it secondhand? But like, yeah, it was Russian fucking. This is the thing with all this Russian narrative shit. The fucking Steele dossier was bought from the Russians. And so your PP dossier that's complete bullshit, and was bought by the fucking Russians from a spy who's been discredited. And paid them for it, by the way, and was paid by the Democrats to pay them for it, and not just the Democrats, but probably Republicans too, but mostly by the Dems. Spooky Weep Trash. Hey, Aiden and Sinatra. Hope you guys are having a happy Easter. Love you guys. Love you too. Thank you so much. Andy M. I only watch Matt now because he is the reason I found you guys, so that's a plus. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, I mean, I found, like, I went through his shit. I watched him for a long time because it would be like, hey, what happened today, you know? November Mind, get me a gun with a cup holder for beer, and JSC Hong, thank you for November Mind, for 2, do you ship Razor and Styx? I know I do, he. Yeah, absolutely, I'll ship that. Oh, I think Styx and H.A. Goodman will be on Hard Bastard's channel stream next week sometime. I don't know exactly what day. I think it's Thursday.
Let me step in with something relevant. What's it called? I just received messages there that told me Kilroy have actually changed and hidden the venue of their event. And
that was a while ago.
I called the venue that they listed.
Yeah, you did.
I called the venue that they listed on a stream, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to this event. I want to make sure it's in your hotel." I gave them my name, everything. I did it on stream, and they said, "Nope, not here."
All right. Well, they said it's not the Grand Sheridan now. Apparently, it's a spa resort.
Yeah, no, that's the place I called, and they said they weren't having it.
And this is old news. So thank you, there, fucking you know who you are that messaged that fucking
you
shit.
Are whoever paid for Kilroy's just getting scammed.
Information. Old information. Thank you for fucking me in that. You tried to help me, but you I spit in your face.
Okay, everyone.
Oh God.
Are you done with this?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm like sweating from how much that made me laugh. Him calling you a white knight. Thank you. Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks Nuka for showing up.
Thank you for coming and hanging out, guys. I shilled it in my chat. I'll throw a link in Aiden's chat if anyone wants to go hang out with Gasly, watch some Doom.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If there has there
stick my channel in the description or whatever.
Oh, fine. I will.
Okay, guys. Thank you for all the Streamlabs donations and all that shit.
Thank you, guys.
And I will see you all that other time.
You're subscribed to me, aren't you?
Yeah. I'll put the link. All right.
Because I was going to say, I'm subscribed to you, and if you weren't subscribed to me, I'd fucking piss on your...
How the fuck do I watch Pathfinder?
Speaking of which, I'm bursting for a slash. Be right back.
I'm clear.
All right. Bye, guys.